We can't hear you. She's here. Mike, who is ill. Gary, if you could lead us in pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And a moment of silence. Okay.
And I'm sorry, you're gonna be chairing right there.
Yes.
Who's the secretary, just so I make note of who needs to send me minutes.
Do we have any public comments?
Don't know if it's public comments or not, but I wanted to clarify something. There was a question when you sent the first email, Mike was responding to you asking a question, which I was about to ask the same thing, so I chimed in, not realizing, I thought I was just responding to you and Mike and you, but it was an all, went to all, and I messed up on that. And then the question came back from you, or the issue came back to you that this is possibly a violation of sunshine law. The question was a candidate, nominee, who had no DD 214 submitted, didn't say anything about military service, and as such, we were asking why was staff submitted to us. So the question about voting on anyone never was discussed, and it's public record, some of the email. We never talked, neither Mike or I talked about voting or bringing it up to question in any form, shape or form. That nomination should have never been submitted to us, because when it comes to you, whoever receives it, it should be complete before it is forwarded to us. If it's not complete, it shouldn't reach the Veterans Committee. And if it didn't have a DD 214, quote, not complete. So that would have never been a vote, that would begin with, because it should have never been looked at. I don't see how that would have been a violation of sunshine law.
So
I wanted
then,
to clarify.
based on what you're saying, then we need to remove one of the candidates from your packets. So then you guys can feel free to dismiss candidate number. I'll tell you which one it is. You can go ahead and dismiss candidate number 4 and number 5, because they don't have DD. I mean, you'll see, I have it there. So on the packet, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
And 5, and
So
5,
number 4 and number 5 are both missing the DD 214.
right, well,
So
number,
then you can go ahead and dismiss those based on the.
No.
comments there.
well, no,
that
number
brings up
4
another question.
presented.
Sorry?
Number 4 presented is DD 214 to you.
Or
There's
to
an
the
issue,
staff, it says.
Exactly. It was presented to me in person because
right,
one
which
of,
is fine.
is it or is it not? That I think you guys are.
The candidate number 2 presented a
So,
DD 214
Was
to you.
was this information garnished
Candidate
from this?
number 2 has, I'm sorry, candidate number 2's DD form was provided to you. I'm
But
not
that's
sure
the
where
one-
the question.
But that's the one that was in question, that Mike and I were questioning, because it didn't say anything. This DD 214 arrived now, afterwards. That was not there. at the
They
beginning.
all, number 1, 2, and 3 were submitted. Those are the ones
But
you
this
guys
was
have
not-
in your hands.
This was not on that email upon which
That's true.
Mike and I,
Okay,
It's right
I'm
here.
letting you know that this was ran by the attorney, and he'll come in, he's actually gonna talk to you guys about the sunshine thing, just so we're all clear on
I'm
it.
familiar with.
But just
sunshine law, I
going
know.
forward, to avoid whoever may or may not know, just going forward, and I always tell all committee members, just to avoid even being put in a situation where you're nearing violating a sunshine law, we ask committee members to refrain from copying other committee members.
Is that a civil penalty or a criminal penalty?
I
when
wouldn't
you
know, I'm
violate the
not an
sunshine
attorney,
law?
but you can ask him when
I'm
he comes
curious.
in.
In the case, in the case of the Lieutenant Colonel, the one who was maybe a security risk, or perhaps he put his
It
family
is,
at
the
risk.
DD 214.
This DD 214 would not be
Right.
public information. And understandably, because, you know, it's a lot of war veterans are in positions where there may be retribution from the enemy. It may, you know, take retaliation out on his family, whatever. So they keep that information private. But in this case, I believe it was presented to you. So in that case, we would waive that in this particular instance,
It's
correct?
up to you guys.
Well, I don't think.
We asked for a requirement, like in the form, it's a requirement, right, to
But what
upload
we're
it.
saying, it was presented to you, correct?
Yes.
That's the main.
It was presented to me in person, and I can tell you that
So all
I
this data
read
came from
where it
that
says,
14.
All right,
no.
do we need to take a vote on that? Go ahead and put it.
no, it wasn't. Let me just answer his question, because he just, I don't know if you want to repeat it again for the record. Well, you were just saying,
Okay, so this information, when he presented it, this information was garnished from the DD
No.
14.
he showed me the form, and all I checked on it, what I'm telling you is, it says that it says honorably
Honorable
discharged.
Okay.
That was a bio that he provided, so that you
Okay.
guys would have some
It's
information on
based,
it.
that is based supposed to be
Yes,
on the
based
SDD
on
214.
what, that's what he gave me. So
Yeah,
I'm
but those
giving
are-
you what the veteran gave.
Yeah, these are
That
his
bio,
ranks, these
let's
are
call
his
it
ranks,
bio
his
about
ranks
his-
and where he served,
Mhm. He
which would
gave
be
that
on the
to me.
DD 214. The medals, the equation, those are his DD 214.
It's up to you guys to accept whatever is in front of you or not.
I move to
You
accept.
guys can.
I think we should accept it.
Second.
Is that a motion? All in favor?
Yeah, and I would be clear about the motion again, just
Any
because
opposed?
we didn't specify which candidate number we're talking about or anything.
Number
Four.
4.
Okay, number 4, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, number 4 is okay. I have another question with regard to vetting of these candidates. Have they actually been vetted? Who checked them? And what was checked?
What was checked? Nothing's been checked. It's the form. The forms, the DD 214
Has anyone
forms.
verified the 214s?
No. No, they
Can we do
haven't.
that? Is that even a possibility?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
You can, but you have to be a relative. In order to verify, you have to be given the DD 214 to verify.
So
Yeah, which we
we're all
used to get.
satisfied, that-
We
we're all
haven't yet.
satisfied that the candidates were properly vetted and were accepting these as their candidates. What I'm
Yeah.
asking.
The DD 214s are here. Now,
Well, they can be made up, a made up document too. You hear instances where people go out and they claim false valor, they
Yes,
become parade grand marshals or whatever, it turns out none of these things are true. And then they use this thing to further their
Nefarious acts.
whatever they're doing. Okay, so I think we're good with the 4 candidates we said are okay. I think
There's
that we need
actually
to do-
5. I just want you guys to make sure that there's 5 in your packet.
I think that the best thing, the way to create a vote, if I'm okay, we go ahead and write on a piece of paper what we want to vote.
Yeah,
if-
item-
just for your record, candidate number 3, because I did check these DD 214. In the nomination, it says served in the Army from 1988 until his honorable discharge in 1996, which is incorrect. He was discharged in 1992.
They wrote that.
That's right here. So,
So.
What candidate is that, number 2? Which candidate is that, number 2?
Number 3.
Put the name. Right, if we're all gonna take
It's
who
just
wants to choose
somebody made
number
a
1 and
typo
you would
with
put
that.
their names. And who
This
goes
is
for
so
number 2,
you know
who
how
goes for number
important
3,
it
and
is
then we'll tally it at the
to
end.
verify these
And I will
things.
give you your one.
And
that make sense?
we know
So
what
do we
someone
do
is
this
close to
by a
me.
show of hands, or we do this by on a piece of paper right
Well,
here?
no, it's public record. You guys
You
can raise
may
your
see
hand, but
something
I'm
that
saying we
says
should know everybody's
refract.
name. Like if Judy and
Yeah, I'll
and
refract
Michael
means.
say, we want to vote for candidate number 1, we should put Judy and Michael, so we have accounts. Tally of who.
Okay, can we take a few minutes and just review the candidates, since we haven't had time to really vet them, and then before we do any voting? And also, there was one more motion that we wanted to make regarding the reindeer run.
Right.
Before the meeting's adjourned.
You want to say hi? Are you Larry? Sure. How are you doing?
You have what
How are you?
happened to, well,
I heard he's sick. I was just texting back and forth with him. So, really quickly, I don't want to interrupt your meeting, but I was just briefly speaking with Claire herself, and just to remind you guys, I'm not trying to police you or anything. My job is just to remind you so that if
His
somebody
job
else
is to keep us out of trouble.
my job is if somebody else is policing you, make sure you stay out of trouble. Exactly. If you do it and I see it, it's just to remind you, don't do it. like any emails with regards to like any decisions of the grand marshal or anything you guys are deciding, try not to have it amongst yourselves. Definitely don't put it in writing, okay? So that's all, because it's sunshine.
You did pretty good last night.
Civil or criminal?
Saw you in the debate.
Are you talking last night?
So,
Yeah.
let me ask you a silly question.
Sure.
Is a violation of the sunshine law, is that civil or criminal?
Oh,
Okay.
Depending.
It depends on the,
The severity.
it could be criminal. It could be, it carries a criminal fine. It could be considered misdemeanor.
I have one more question, maybe while you're here, you could help me.
Sure.
I didn't fully understand the residency or the work in Miami or work in Miami Lakes factor to be, in order to be a candidate.
Candidate for what?
A candidate for grand marshal. Do they have to
I-
live in Miami Lakes?
I don't know
No,
about
I
that.
don't think.
Claire's, just so you guys, I'll give you an update. Claire's
That's not legal.
responded to that. The original, the question was originally posed in one of our committees. And I told you that I went back based on what was suggested is that we should keep it till Miami Lakes. However, the committee can decide to make the exception as has been done before with Gary and I think Pedro and I don't know who else. You guys have done the exception as a committee.
Yes.
However, normally it would be Miami Lakes. So that's why I've given you
Yeah,
guys
it's a little
all
bit
five.
disturbing because we believe the last time we had this conversation that we were restricted to Miami Lakes. And I saw some other names come up that weren't Miami Lakes. For example, Bill Mickenbacher was one of the people that we wanted to nominate, but he doesn't live in Miami Lakes, so we didn't. There were also some other people that are members of Southcon, high-ranking officers that we had considered. But again, because of that ruling and what we were told, they weren't nominated. So there was people that we would like to have seen.
Well, I apologize. I told you no because that's what I was told.
I know you
However,
did.
I went back.
It was an accident. It was an
However,
accident.
I went back because I know that the committee,
came
you know, kept asking about it. And I went back and I asked Claire, so they said, if you guys want to make the exceptions, that falls on the committee.
You guys
Just-
haven't nominated anybody yet, right?
no.
What do
No,
you-
nominated,
I'm-
We have
I'm-
nominations, we have nominations.
They
You
haven't-
haven't made a
I'd like to-
decision
I'd like
yet.
to ask something.
No.
Under the circumstances, because of this ruling, and I think it's very important, because there are people we'd like to see nominated that weren't nominated for that reason. Can we postpone this for a few days and get these other nominees? in?
So the reason that we're having this meeting right now is because we want this to go out on the Laker.
On the
And
Laker.
if that's the case,
Has to
we
go
need
out.
to make a decision tonight.
Well, I mean, but we're, because of this ruling, there's nominees that aren't going to have an opportunity.
Just so.
They get an opportunity next. year.
Just so you're aware, the actual form online does not say requirements of Miami Lakes, which is why some of these candidates were submitted.
This is what brought it to my attention when I saw this and realized that we didn't nominate these other, I have two people in mind that would have been great nominees. And they're not because of what we thought was the ruling.
I guess that's up to the committee. If you guys wanna go ahead and call another special call and wait to make this nomination, that's on you
Okay, let
guys.
me propose that if I may.
They
I
were
think
going
there's, I
to.
think there's a couple
That's
of
why we're-
nominees that we should really consider. One of them sitting right here in the room with us. And that are well worthy of this. There's also another nominee down at Southcom, a high-ranking officer, who would also make a great grand marshal for us. We have good candidates here, but I think these other two should be considered. And we should have at least maybe until, today is Wednesday, maybe until Friday, if that would be okay, to go ahead and do another meeting and conduct a vote then, and have the opportunity to vote on these other candidates.
So here's a suggestion, that I wasn't thinking of, but Lorenzo just mentioned. You guys can just add the nomination right now. If somebody wants to write it in a paper, submit it as public record, that will be your candidate 6 or 7.
This is an open meeting.
You guys are the
I
only ones
motion
making the
nominate.
decision anyway.
Okay, is that good?
Candidate.
Is that good?
I won't be here Friday, Monday.
Well, no, you
Okay.
guys have to vote on it.
So we can go ahead.
What's
So-
the vote now?
Yeah, I'd like to nominate Bill Mickenbach.
I
I think he'd be awesome.
I
There's a
second.
second one right there. There's our man right there. West Point grad, engineer, major.
Don't look at
He
me, I'm
helps
not
ever
voting.
since he's been involved with his town. He doesn't miss a meeting. And this guy puts out, and he, whatever we ask him, he's right there for us. Whether it be planting flags on the 9/11, he's right
He's a
there.
Boy Scout.
His education, his background. is
Yeah, I would
phenomenal.
need, the reason that you're nominating him, that I would need that on a paper because it's public record. I need to submit it. But I just want you to be clear, whatever the reasons for nominating, him, you could please write it down for us so we can submit it.
I'll be
as
happy to
public
write it
record.
all down.
Or just vocalize it now. You guys are in
You know,
an
that's
open meeting.
verbally what we're talking about.
Write it down, you submit it, you're done.
And Mr. Knickerbocker, we would be honored if you'll accept the nomination. You will.
I really don't want to.
I know he
Thank
does.
you for your
You're honoring all of us.
See, Larry, everything happens for a reason. You guys have any questions or anything else? You guys good?
I like
Thank
that.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for your service. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Be careful, it's raining.
I saw.
Yes.
Are you doing that?
West
No, I'm
Point,
doing your nomination.
Vietnam veteran, war veteran. Let's start off with West Point.
I had a really cushy job.
West Point graduate, Vietnam veteran. Engineer, graduate engineers, graduate engineer, we put West Point down also. And whatever the, a member of the American Legion. And he also volunteers and helps with every subcommittee, whatever he can do regarding veterans. He doesn't miss an event.
I don't know, you'd say I miss a few American Legion.
And I personally would be honored to have Bill as our grand marshal. It'd be great for his family, for us, for the town. He'd be somebody that I respect and honor and look up to, and I have ever since the first day I met him.
Going back, I'm candidate number 5, there's no BD to proceed submitted.
No, there isn't.
So if that,
Your D,
that should be,
214, a copy that we could take a peek at, redacted.
I can tell you that.
I don't have it with me.
I know that.
I don't carry it. with
You
me.
can submit it to me afterwards.
Okay.
Just so we keep it for the record.
Yes, this is just for me.
No,
to find out. Finally went to the motor vehicle and I took my DD 214 with me. And now in my license, it says better.
Yep.
Yes.
You can get in the national
Yes.
parks for free now.
Would that be acceptable? I mean, for future.
Really, that's up to you guys. We were following what has historically been
No,
done, that
sure.
we've asked for, but I know that there's a candidate in there that you guys, again, it's kind of the same exception that was done, that the person didn't want to submit it, and you guys had me look at it, and you're fine with that. Like, if you guys are fine with that, that's up to
Well, I
you.
understand
That's up to
why,
the
I
committee.
understand
Yeah.
why it can't become public record.
Yeah,
Well,
so
sure.
that's, again, so if you guys would want to accept that, which sounds like a reasonable proof, I mean, that's on you.
Okay, so we want to go ahead now and vote?
Let's add candidate number 6.
That would be candidate number 6. So how do you recommend we do this vote?
No, you would just go candidate number 1.
Okay. So
Whoever wants candidate number 1, like.
Okay, so
raise your
what
hand.
number would Bill be?
Number 6.
He would be 6.
Okay.
'Cause there's 5 in your packet right
So put candidate number 6 on his paper.
Okay.
I'm in favor of candidate.
Okay. Can we choose them in any order, or do I call the number out and ask?
now.
who's
Well,
the
you
vote
would
for?
just call out the number. I think to make it simple, whoever
Yeah.
wants to vote for
Do we
candidate
wanna
number 1 to be the grand
discuss
marshal, raise your hand. Whoever wants it to be number 2, raise your hand. That's how you would count your votes.
Okay, whoever wants to be number 1, raise your hand. Number 2, number 3. Do I hear 4? How about 5? How about 6?
I mean, no, the winner is clear, but we do need to put
We got
down
4.
the names.
Okay, we have 2 for number 4.
I think we ought to discuss each one of them a little bit.
Yeah, you
And
can,
determine, you know, the reason why they should be grand marshal,
Okay,
okay? Because I think there are some other more deserving folks here.
I thought we appreciate your being humble and everything else.
Well, I mean, I can see a lot of reasons why these other people could very well be our grand marshal, and we would be extraordinarily proud to have them.
Me too.
The other thing is, I would like to see us look at some of these people that were enlisted, okay, and served their country. And they have excellent records. Okay. And I would also like to think that we consider the age of the individual. Okay, 'cause some of these are pretty young folks, but a couple of them are senior folks. Okay, and this would be a significant honor to them.
I think I agree with you, and it'd be an honor to anyone, but I think one of the things, primary things we need to look at in addition to
Is what do they do for Miami Lakes?
This-
That's an important
In
thing.
addition to the qualifications would be exactly what do they do as far as community service? And that's why I like you, Bill, because you're right there. So anyone else have anything they want to add to about with any of the candidates?
It's not super easy. I mean, there's some
There's
significant things
some
here.
quality people.
They're all good people. We need to take a few more minutes and review this.
I think we ought to review each one of these people and talk about them and say, okay, let's look at their DD 214. Let's look at where they've been. Let's look at what rank they attained. Let's look at what they say about what they have to do with Miami Lakes, okay, or the community. I mean, like number one, longstanding resident of Miami Lakes, where he's raising his family, a firefighter, served our community, most recently saved the life of a newborn. Okay, prior to becoming a firefighter, he served our country through the Marine Corps. He was honorably discharged. And I look at this and it's a Navy Commendation Medal. Okay, good conduct medal. That's a dead giveaway that he was an enlisted man, because officers can't get the good conduct medal. Okay, I think they blotted out his.
He was a supply clerk.
He was a supply clerk. Okay, and he was a Marine security guard. Okay, at embassies overseas. He has the Marine security guard ribbon with overseas service. So this is a guy who guarded one of our embassies at some point. Okay, or at least he was assigned. Even if he was the supply administrator and operations clerk, he was assigned to a Marine Guard detail at a U.S. embassy overseas. Okay, Navy and Marine Corps Achievement Medal, Joint Service Achievement Medal, Meritorious Unit Commendation. These are at least the Marine Corps Achievement Medal and the Joint Service Achievement. They're not just given away for nothing. So he came back here and was a member of the Marine Corps Reserve. Okay. So, I mean,
Where does he live?
The problem with these is that they don't.
and he
The community.
lives, he's a resident of Miami Lakes.
I'm sure he's a very viable candidate. I agree. He's a very viable candidate. I mean, he should be considered, of course.
There's nothing that he has served our community.
That's what I'm looking at. Like, where's the community service?
So I don't know, is he a fireman? Is he a fireman in the fireman in the
Being a
community?
paid,
No.
being a paid employee,
Miami, City of Miami.
Mike, or, excuse me, Bill, being a paid employee, okay, and serving your community on a volunteer basis without pay, are two different things.
Well, that's
He
true.
works there and he gets paid, two different things.
Yeah, it's in the City of Miami.
Okay, is anybody else have anything more we want to add to the sergeant here? Or can we move on to the next candidate? You want to read that one, Bill?
Candidate number 2. He is not a resident of Miami Lakes. Okay, worked with disadvantaged youth, worked with church near Miami Lakes as a counselor. It doesn't say in Miami Lakes.
That's not Miami.
Was selected last spring to participate in honor flights. When you look at his DD 214, this is, if you look at the form, this is the Vietnam era DD 214, by the way.
Yeah, that's what he was.
Okay.
Okay, he's a Purple Heart recipient.
He's a Purple Heart recipient. His date of birth is in 49. That puts him in his 70s. Okay, so here's a guy who is a senior here in Miami Lakes.
No, he's not in Miami.
Oh, no, okay.
He's not.
Wait a minute. I thought it said,
No,
okay, he
he's
doesn't, he's not in Miami Lakes. I take it back. An infantryman. Okay. A Purple Heart. CIB, Combat Instruments Badge. Okay, that says he was in a combat unit during wartime. If he has the Combat Infantryman Badge, that probably means, and it says he has a Vietnam Service Medal. Okay, and the Vietnam Campaign Medal. So he served in an infantry unit in Vietnam and was wounded.
Again, here's a guy that definitely has some military credentials. Can't that take away from him? But I look again, I'm looking at community service. I think that's, or a grand marshal, that's something that needs to be considered.
I just want to be clear because I know that there's a lot of information in this. Candidate number 2, I know that I put it there for you guys if they're Miami Lakes residents or not, but candidate number 2 does mention work in Miami Lakes.
Right.
In terms of like,
Near Miami Lakes.
well, I'm just letting you know that it's on the paper.
Right.
I don't
that's
want you
what-
guys to
Yeah,
miss
that's
it.
what I was reading. That's
At
what
his
we were
age, he
reading.
could very well be retired.
Consider his years of service compared to the other years of service. Look how much time
And he had church
served,
near Miami Lakes.
and look how much time.
I don't want to be,
Again,
Unless you have something.
you know, there's
different
there's
from
nothing I
There's
see
8 years on the
mentioned
first
about
one,
community
second
service with
one's
this candidate.
3 years. Oh, actually,
And he must have
one.
been of value to the people he was working for because they went to bat for him under Chapter 5 of the regulations to get an early release to attend school.
I'm sure the guy's a stand-up guy, you know, I'm not knocking him at all.
Okay.
I'm just saying he doesn't have what we're looking for, community service. That's essential, Bill.
Okay.
Next,
Talk about number 3,
Yeah.
also not a Miami Lakes resident. Gary is saying his discharge in 96 is incorrect, but
Right, 90.
could he have had reserve
No,
time that was not on his D214?
No. That's just typo.
Okay.
That's right.
Went with coalition forces to Desert Storm, part of the 24th Infantry's left foot that helped destroy the Iraqi Republican Guards in Desert Storm. After his military service, advocated for AIDS funding in South Florida, became the congressional district leader of the One campaign, helping to fight extreme poverty, preventable disease by pressing Florida's congressmen and women to support foreign aid legislation. He works here with the, well, I don't know if he works here,
what
but
year was he born, Bill?
I don't think that's on his, it's not clear on his DD 214.
Date of birth, yeah.
Okay, David Bird,
9/20/68.
68.
September 20th.
Okay, so he's in his mid-50s.
He's got plenty of time to do community service. He might be a future candidate.
Well, he's doing,
Yes.
into this, it says he's doing community service here in, did I see it? This Optimist Club of Miami Lakes since 2015 has been a coach for 7 years, president of the Optimist Club, director of baseball here in Miami Lakes, head umpire, MCs, opening ceremonies and organizations for the Optimist Club here in Miami Lakes. Participation in the Veterans Day Parade. Organizes the Optimist Club players for participation in the parade. So this guy has done stuff for Miami Lakes.
What he's done for the Optimist. That's
Here's
considerate.
another interesting thing here. His DD 214 shows no foreign service. But here it says that he was deployed to Saudi Arabia as part of the coalition forces in Desert Shield.
Why isn't that on his DD 214? That's. Why wouldn't that be on his DD 214?
I don't know.
Well, the other thing, he's a SIGINT analyst.
And if he was deployed, he would have overseas bars, wouldn't
Yep.
He would have overseas bars
Yes,
on the
neither.
DD 214.
he? He has neither. I don't think this was vetted very good. That's one of the reasons why we feel that in the future that
We need to have a veteran
the
look at it.
veterans should be looking at these things, because whoever vetted this did not vet it properly.
Nobody vetted that. They just uploaded it. So in the,
Oh.
for,
Yeah,
so,
this is
which is
showing
what
no
I was
foreign
saying.
service.
So for next year, I mean, I would make a note amongst you guys, when we get closer to this, just make sure to let us know when we go and publicize it, that you want certain
Okay.
either additional requirement or things for us, steps that we need to take, just make sure to let us know and we'll get it done.
So I think that's enough for this county. What do you think? Is there-
Yeah. We got
next-
issues, yeah.
Okay, let's move on to the next one. You're doing a good job.
Yeah, go for
Okay, okay, so number 4 is a Miami Lakes resident. He did not submit his DD 214, but it was reviewed by staff and verified, showed that he had an honorable discharge. He's worked at US Southcom as a lieutenant, US Africa Command and SOC Cent as a captain, Joint Special Operations Command. Okay, for those of you that don't know, Delta works for Joint Special Operations Command. So
The Delta Force.
the Delta Force works for JSOC. JSOC is co-located on Fort Bragg with them. Okay, and he spent it looks like 2 tours at SOC Cent, okay, which is the Special Operations Command for Central Command, which is the Middle East. Airman's Medal, Air Force Good Conduct, so he had enlisted time, okay, before he was an O2. Air Force Achievement Medal, Joint Meritorious Unit Award, that's a unit award, it's not a personal award. Air Force Commendation, Air Force Combat Action Award, Purple Heart 3rd Award, and it says on here, Purple Heart Leader 4th Award. Okay. So he was wounded 4 times. He has a Bronze Star, the Silver Star, which is an award above the Bronze Star. You know, I left Vietnam, everybody got Bronze Stars if they were an officer, basically.
Yeah, but they were service stars.
They were service
Achievement
stars.
of Africa.
Yeah.
Okay, Silver Stars are not ever given as service stars.
Achievement they have.
Okay, so a Silver Star is something that is a cut above. Air Force Cross.
Is that like a distinguished flying cross? Or?
I think it does not appear that he's a rated aviator. Okay,
No, he was not.
all right, it does not appear that he's a flyer. Okay, he may have been
This guy, without question, this guy is a warrior. I mean, this guy's above and beyond. His credentials here are just wow. I mean, he's done a lot.
Just to take us back for 1 second though, since we vetted what the application said versus the DD 214, when this was looked at by the town, did all the stuff get looked at?
no.
So
No, he
we don't
showed me
have-
the
we're not
DD
This is his
treating-
resume.
We're not treating him like we treated him just now.
No,
We don't
Gary
s-
knows him, I believe. Don't you, Gary?
You
You
know
know
him,
this guy, don't you?
so this is all
Yeah, he
valid.
was out south.
Yes, okay.
Only
Okay,
thing again, I think this guy's great. The only thing again is, he doesn't serve the community of Miami Lakes. The other guy, at least with the optimists and stuff like that, he did. This guy, as great a guy as he is, he's not serving the town. And that's something we said we definitely wanted.
He actually led the Knights of Columbus and later with the Lakes.
Yeah, he's involved in a lot of organizations here. He's involved in the church. I see Knights of Columbus. And
He's involved in the community.
But he's not involved with Miami Lakes, and that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's just in Florence Catholic Church. It's not part of it. I haven't seen it. No crime.
Yeah, he's a great guy, but he's not a Miami Lakes guy. Who's the next guy?
Candidate number 5 is the one that we don't have a DD 214 on. Says Colonel, Colonel of the United States Bronze Star recipient, Miami Lakes in 75. We know who that is. Okay, and essentially, I guess the lawyer has told us that that's not a good selection for it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so basically, if we can go back and refer to it, we voted before, is after hearing more about the candidates, is there anyone you want to change their vote this time?
Take a vote again if you want.
Can we ask you what?
Yeah, really.
Okay,
What about candidate
Yeah,
number
let's
six?
hear, let's hear
Yeah,
Bill.
I
It's a good
didn't hear
idea.
that.
what's that?
Your DD 214, tell us about what yours says.
My DD 214 says that I am an Army Special Forces officer, Signal Corps. I served in Vietnam in the late in the early 70s. I've served overseas in Germany, and I did Special Forces stuff. I got 10 years in Special Forces, and I'm a member of the Special Forces Association, a decade member, which says I have over 10 years in special ops. My work with the town of Miami Lakes is I was the Fireball District, that's Boy Scouts, okay, Eagle Chair for about 4 years. So all the Eagle Scouts that came out of Miami Lakes went to an Eagle board with me as the chair of their board. And
you didn't get paid for this.
no, it was all volunteer stuff. I was also on the council training committee, okay, for all of the different courses through Wood Badge. Okay, I have not done anything with the council since going.
And it's no longer a fireball.
It's no longer the Fireball District, but so I worked with Boy Scouts here for about 4 or 5 years at least. Okay, and then I was the council Sea Scout Commodore for 2 years, and
You left out West Point.
yeah, well, that's a degree in the arts and sciences taught at the United States Military Academy. It's not really an engineer, although it's an engineering school. My master's is in engineering management, not engineering. I'm probably more proud of the 29 years that I spent as a defense consultant working in the black world of and working for the intelligence agencies. I did some pretty interesting stuff that still hasn't been declassified.
And I want to say one more thing in Bill's behalf. Initially we did a vote and he won 4-2 right off the bat. But Bill said, no, let's go back and look at the other candidates. He wanted to make sure that we saw who else was running. I mean, that's an admirable thing. And I appreciate that. He used to say, yeah, and he wanted us to go back and check the other guys.
I'll do it with Ross next to you. Just like you did
Do a vote again if you want.
Pardon?
You want to do the voting again?
Let's do the voting again.
Sorry, you probably, yeah, it's a good thing to do the vote again because I just realized I need to mention to you guys that obviously if he's a candidate, then he should
I should not
refrain
be
from
in.
voting.
I
right?
should, I
Thank
wouldn't
you.
vote for myself.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
I was.
You can
But I'll be
say-
glad to leave.
No, I'm from voting.
Just face the wall. No,
No, it's all right. You can turn around and see voting.
Yeah.
All in favor of voting for number 1, please raise your hand. Candidate number 2. Candidate number 3. Candidate number 4.
No, you're not supposed to.
Number 5 has been,
Well, I can vote for someone else.
number 5 has been this enumerated. And all in favor of voting for candidate number 6? All those in favor? Okay, congratulations. Let's give a hand.
Thank you, Diane.
Yeah.
Is this your pen?
Yeah.
No, Mario picked it up off the floor.
Judy, I just wanted to remind you that if we could open,
Mike them
I would
special.
suggest to open order of business again, because you have some additions that we need to vote based on our, so.
Yeah, there was another thing we needed to talk about. We talked about in the meeting yesterday, the day before yesterday, rather.
Right, we gotta do that.
The motion to change the.
So before we go there, just so we're following Robert's rules of order, you have to open number 5 and make additions. A motion to open and make
Okay.
additions to the
Motion to
agenda.
Okay, motion to open, number 5.
Second,
For our additions. to the-
Judy, you want to go ahead and review that motion?
Yeah, so we have additions to make from our subcommittee meeting. We'll all incorporate those and we'll put those into the minutes. You don't need to write all this, I'll just give it to you, a copy in, I guess.
Actually,
We
here's a copy.
use that one. You know, that's right, so we'll start at number 1, Mario. An expenditure between $2 and $3 each for 700 to 700. Can we have a motion to put that into the budget? Anybody? Anybody make a motion?
I'll make a
Yeah.
motion.
Okay,
And it would
Bill,
be, it'd be
motion?
dollars and not dollars.
Right,
But
dollars. So we have a
apparently
motion.
I'm more typos than I
Second.
thought I had.
Second in discussion.
This is for number 5.
So all in favor of this expenditure line item, this is for number 1.
So that's between $1,400 and $2,100.
Yep. That's if we can secure it. It's tough.
Yeah.
We're gonna try. With shipping and lead times and stuff. All right, so all in favor?
Aye.
Any against? Okay. Expenditures of $5,055 for 700 souvenir T-shirts. Headquarters secured a quote. The town is also getting a quote to make sure we have the best price.
Yeah, so my suggestion here, because I don't have the quote yet, is to go agree up to,
To that.
yeah,
Because we
exactly,
have
whatever's
that,
cheaper, right?
Yeah, because we have that quote.
It's
Yeah.
down to number 1, the
Okay.
samples that we ordered, that I ordered for you, they should be here tomorrow.
For the antlers?
Pardon?
For the antlers?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So anybody, a motion for
I'll
the,
make a motion to spend up to $5,055 for T-shirts.
Second.
Second?
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
The town has brought us $7,200. We really don't have a choice in the matter. It's for 30 police officers. We just have to. I make a motion to approve that expenditure.
I'm second.
All in favor?
Aye.
An expenditure of $1,500 for the bandit play, which I secured today. If we all approve this for $1,500 for after the 5K, we'll have the ceremony MC, some people to speak, sponsors to speak, and then the village of vendors, petting zoo. All in favor for the expenditure for the band?
Aye.
To be noted.
Yeah, Jonathan, how much is that?
It's starts at $1 a day. What we did for, I believe we did for the Veterans Parade, if we needed it up to $100,
Okay.
which could be that it's really up to the.
Well, if it's $1 a day, we could probably get by with $60 worth.
Yeah, it's up to you guys, it's customizable to what you.
Right.
Can we go up to 100 just to give up, because we have time.
All
left.
right, let's go up to 100.
All in favor? for
Aye.
$100 budget?
All right.
Thank you. And there is one more, and this one's related to the Veterans Parade. So I know that there was a discussion, just so you guys have some background, if you guys didn't join us that meeting, but there was discussion about getting a new catering service to use the local one instead of Mission Barbecue. So they're called La Traila. I got a quote, so I'm just sharing it with you guys, so you guys are aware of what it is. And if you guys want a motion on that, discuss it, vote on it, to use them.
It's $12 a sandwich. That's the whole thing, just a sandwich, it's not a platter or any of that.
Well, Michael had requested that you guys, my understanding from that meeting is that he wanted to get away from like the, kind of like the serving, it would be an individual.
Yeah, like a box.
Yeah,
you
so
were talking
this
about a
is-
box lunch.
So this is including, I guess that's like a personal meal, a pork sandwich and the side of baked beans.
Side note, I'm hosting an event in 10 days and we have a Mission Barbecue. I think it's Mission Barbecue,
Yeah, that's the one we
everything,
used to
everything,
use.
everything.
Yeah.
And I think it
Is
was.
it necessary to vote on this tonight? Can we review this? at our
Well,
next meeting?
my only thing is that at this point, the other person hasn't been contacted because this is kind of what was discussed at the meeting that the committee
How many
wanted
years has Mission been doing this?
for, I don't know, I've only been here a year,
Mission
but
Barbecue,
it sounds like they've been
I've
doing
used
it a
at least 7
while.
or 8 times. They give me sometimes a good discount if you want it.
Yeah,
you
so
can
they give a discount, my understanding from last
Sometimes they
year,
give me 50%.
we paid about $9.50 last year. Again, keeping in mind that things have gone up.
That's it.
We paid $9.50 last year,
Yeah,
and what they
yes.
do is we paid for 100 and they would give us 50. So La Traila came back with, okay.
Wait, we paid for 100 and they gave us 50.
Yeah, so up to
They gave us
150.
150.
So you get a total of 150. but you pay for 100.
Okay.
So I told that to La Traila, and what they did is, okay, you guys are paying 100 for 100 pulled pork sandwiches.
Oh,
They're giving us
yes.
50 free, and they're giving us all the side of baked beans free, as you guys can see in that invoice, the quote.
That's a really good deal.
Mission barbecue.
There's copies for all of you there.
Do we want to do? I'll take a look at this.
This is just to confirm a vendor, because at this rate, we're 2 weeks out, and
Thank you.
we need to tell them if
And I mean, boxed and
yeah, it's individually packaged.
good, okay.
That was the suggestion.
Larry, you want me to give you the number for, call you tomorrow, give you a number of mission barbecue?
Yeah, I think we need to compare both, look at the numbers.
Okay, but at this rate, if we don't vote on it, I'm just making, I feel like this is important. I leave it up to you guys. We don't have a luncheon confirmed. And I want you guys to be aware that we are 2 weeks out and this has yet to be voted on. So there is a sense of urgency here, but I. leave
Mike,
that
in
up
your
to you guys.
experience, are we given enough time? Is 2 weeks enough time? Or if we? How much time do you need? Mike? Would you say, Mike? I mean, Gary. How much time would you say we need?
For what?
Okay.
Mission barbecue.
The order
Mission
probably.
1 week,
Yeah, we-
1 week,
Yeah.
1 week more than that.
This guy's a.
1 week, they're good. They come with the truck and everything.
Yeah, they roll up with their deuce and a half from there.
Yeah,
I
can't-
haven't
They've done
confirmed
a great
this
job
yet.
all these years. I just don't know whether we should make a
That's a
change or not.
discussion that wasn't us.
This looks like a good alternative. But Mission Barbecue's done a great job all these years.
Whatever
Almost
you
like a
guys
tradition.
You know, well, here's the thing. Do we-
Larry, you want to write it down? Tony, Mission Barbecue was the president. I don't know if they changed it or not, but I think
Yeah, he
if you want-
retired.
Oh, yeah, it's 954-801-8872.
I'm
I'm
gonna
pretty
give him a
sure.
call right now. Maybe he's there. That is someone.
But I don't know. if
You guys,
Antonio-
just so you're aware, there's a meeting at 7,
Yeah,
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 got a hard
but he has to die.
Can I get my 2 cents in?
of course.
39 minutes.
Okay. I agree that this is too close to the time when we need to nail somebody down for this. Okay, we have Mission Barbecue. Mission Barbecue has done this for us year after year. They're gonna bring their military truck and they're gonna do their thing. I'd be more inclined to say with La Traya that we ought to identify La Traya as our vendor in the future for something. Okay, if we're gonna have a meal, whether it's Memorial Day or do something on the Arbor Day celebration or, because they are in Miami Lakes where Mission Barbecue isn't. And I think we ought to throw them some business. I mean,
Point well taken.
they're here to support us.
Okay, point well taken. So are you saying that we should,
I think we should stick with Mission Barbecue for this particular go round.
okay, we want to take a vote on that? All in favor of sticking with Mission Barbecue, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we're gonna stick with Mission.
Okay.
But like you
So I
said.
know that doesn't
If you
that
call
doesn't,
that number tomorrow, if he's not there, I'm pretty sure I'll give you the name of the person who's the manager. Install it for the veteran. They are on 27th Avenue and,
We have the contact,
Dude.
we just haven't been contacted because
Yeah.
the
oh,
subcommittee,
Mission has not been contacted?
no,
So we don't have a quote from them.
you guys do not have a quote for them. Because the subcommittee discussed wanting to go with La Traila, so that's what staff followed.
Who in the, when did?
That was at the
That was at a
subcommittee.
subcommittee.
Oh,
That was the only one that I went to, the first one I went
Well,
to.
maybe.
Okay, and I didn't know that.
Is there a way that we can do this? I mean, okay, we've already voted on staying with them, but
Well,
you brought up an interesting point. Is there a way that we can look further into this right now? Or is, because
Well,
right
you
now. it
guys
has to be
have
a
7
decision.
Which again,
minutes. You don't have to make a
Mission
decision right now. I'm just, I just want you to understand from a logistics standpoint.
I withdraw my motion and say we ought to hold this in abeyance and figure out how much Mission Barbecue is gonna cost us.
I can send them
And
an
the
email
reason-
right now, but I don't know when they're
I
gonna
was gonna ask
answer.
you,
I just
right.
want you guys to
Okay,
be
let's
aware of
let's
it.
do this. Let's hold this on abeyance.
Because the other thing is, we're already over budget on the parade.
Okay, let's put it this way. If Mission Barbecue comes through at a price that's very reasonable and there's no major increase, we'll just stay with Mission. And if the other, then we'll look.
My only thing is that, and again, this is for context for you guys to understand. I had reached out to this person 2 weeks ago and they're waiting for us. $50. Atraca.
Yeah, give us 50%.
So I just want you to know, I need to, right, because people need to plan,
Right.
so I need to let them know yes or no. I don't know that I can go right now and say maybe and wait a little longer
Okay,
before I
let's
get
let's
back
do
to
this.
you.
Tomorrow, either myself or Mike Coon will contact you. And based on that, on what we say tomorrow, because
But the committee needs to vote on who they're gonna go with.
I make a motion that we let the chair and the vice chair make that decision tomorrow.
Can we do that?
Good idea. Second?
Okay, second?
On favor?
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right, so that's it. So Mike will contact you tomorrow, or I will, one of us, and let you know which one we're going with.
And you know what our rationale is.
Well, it's price and longevity.
Yeah, so here's what I would
Longevity is the
suggest, to
factor
be
here.
clear about motion, because kind of leaving it open-ended isn't correct. So what I would suggest for you guys to do is do the same way we just did with the other ones, up to a certain amount, so we're all clear on what we're spending.
So up to what it was last year, plus 10%.
Whatever you guys are.
Well, they quoted
comfortable with.
$12.50.
This is, this is,
I have it.
this is $1,200 for 150.
Yes.
Okay, so let's have another vote, not to exceed $1,200. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay.
And that might,
So the
and that
deal is-
might
the
put
deal is-
Mission Barbecue out
If
of the
Mission
running.
Barbecue can't compete with this, I'm gonna say with the
Because
other.
I know.
Yeah.
So Michael help us with that.
Huh?
Make it work.
It'll be over here.
Okay, Judy, you want to finish the,
Yeah, so
I
but
know
if they
Mission
can't
Barbecue's got
compete,
this.
what is the motion?
Judy wasn't done with the,
No, I know, no, but wait a minute.
Wait, let's finish the catering.
That
got the
if,
price for last
let's
year?
say they don't compete with the price, what is the motion? We're not being,
well, we're gonna go with the $12, $1,200.
We're gonna go with $1,200 as our cap.
We're not gonna go beyond that.
okay.
Yep.
So
And if Mission Barbecue
Barbecue's
can
higher,
beat
just
that,
do the other.
or equal it, we'll.
You're gonna go with
We'll
whatever's
let you
lower.
know.
Right.
Yeah.
Or,
Okay.
and we said we're gonna let the command, I mean, the chair make that decision.
Decision
for us.
based on
So
the-
let's
what
use
comes
his logic and we'll go
And
with
maybe
this
one comes
judgment.
with more than the other of things, so it's a little more appealing.
Larry, you want me to go tomorrow and talk to La Tyler, see if he can give us a better price?
That'd be
And
fine.
I'll let him know
I mean,
tomorrow.
if you want.
I talked to
well,
him, I already used him twice at the end of the fair committee.
Okay, that's good.
So if
Great.
you guys don't mind, just because I've already made
So who,
contact with
which
him for
committees are using
veterans,
them already?
Early in the fair committee.
Okay.
we use them for 4th of July, by
Yeah.
the way. I don't know if you guys were
She
out there,
doesn't
but we
do-
had them for 4th of July.
Yeah.
So what I would do is, if it's okay with you guys, I would rather reach out to him once we have a quote with Mission and maybe they want to match that.
Right.
Okay.
Like now we have an actual quote in hand and maybe, they can figure out, or maybe
Let's-
they can
let's
just
let-
make the deal
okay,
better.
Let's
by
let
adding-
Pedro make the call tomorrow. Give
And
us
I'll go
some
see them
number.
tomorrow, then.
We'll give the
I know when they
information to Mike and Mike will make that
Yeah.
decision.
Where you guys-
I call you soon as I finish. with
I
him.
don't see on that quote where there's a drink included.
But check, see if you can pull out the one
But
from
we can
last
ask
year.
for it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Mission Barbecue, like Larry says, more money.
Yeah, check if you have it handy there, look at last.
It was about 950 last year. 'Cause I looked at it.
950, really?
Here's some more items we can vote on.
I think.
No, actually, we went through the ones that we needed.
They
Yeah,
only
there's
was
one more.
25% last time. Before, they gave me 50%.
Number 8.
Oh.
Number 8 on that, yeah.
Okay. And one more thing, actually, you guys are missing.
Ah, yeah, number 8, yes. There was a discussion of allowing the proceeds for the run to come back to the Veterans Committee for future disbursement.
The idea, I think that.
This is your idea, Larry, so you explain it.
For a better choice of words, the idea would be that we didn't want to be, right now, the way it reads is we have to donate that money to an organization. And what we would like to do is go before council and have that changed where we can use the money to donate to basically do something here within the town of Miami Lakes, but not be obligated to give it to an organization.
Bless you.
Just be obligated to donate it for the benefit of veterans. And then we can make our decision where it goes later.
Sorry, I was reading.
We have to go to council. We
Right.
have to go before the council.
Yeah, this has to go before the council because the council approved taking the money and giving it to an organization.
So we're gonna go back to them and try to get this.
And if we're gonna change that, we have to go back to the council and tell them what we want to do instead and get their approval,
The next council.
which is not necessary. Well, that's the other thing is.
That's why it was important to bring it up at this meeting, because if that's how you guys are gonna go and how you're gonna go forward with this, we need memo and minutes of today's meeting
Right,
tomorrow. because council
Got that?
agenda deadline.
Okay, so the first thing we need to do, we need to take a vote on that.
I-
All in favor of having, of changing it from donating to an organization to donating to the benefit of veterans, say aye. Any opposed?
That's an open to veterans.
Well,
Exactly.
Well,
I-
I would suggest giving as much detail as possible so that
Yeah.
Well,
Council
we can
has
do that.
No, that's-
We can do that, but we don't want to choose right now. We want to look and see what's available.
Holding
We
it,
want to
holding
see
it. in
where
the-
we may want to go with
holding it
that
in
money.
the
Well,
file.
We need time to research.
Well, here's what I'm saying. If you're gonna go to council, you need to go with the information that was
Specific.
discussed and approved at this
Yeah, not to
meeting
be
right now. If
Well-
not, then you're gonna miss the deadline for
Well,
council.
we wanted, the motion was to be approved to donate the money for the benefit of veterans. Just to change, take the word organization off it and rewrite it to read the benefit of veterans. That's all.
Yeah,
It reads right now. the
they're
word
gonna ask,
organization.
what are
gonna
you
work.
gonna use the money
That's not gonna
for?
work.
We don't have to say what organization right now either. It just says organization.
Well,
We wanna
it
change
would
that.
be, you're not being
They're not being
perfectly
specific.
transparent
Right.
if you're not picking
But they're
as a
not
whole.
being,
where
they're
we're
not
going.
being transparent or specific now by saying this organization, and not choosing an organization.
We have to follow direction from council and that's
Right.
what was given then. So
Okay,
I'm just letting you guys know so you're successful in what you want. If you
Okay.
want to listen to what I'm suggesting you, with council, you
I
need to
agree.
go with details. You need to discuss as a committee, you need to come to an agreement, take a vote and take that to
we
council.
shouldn't have to decide.
If you
tonight.
leave open-ended stuff,
We
then
shouldn't
it's,
have, we shouldn't have to decide tonight where we want to donate the money.
you don't have to,
No, but we want to.
as a committee though, you
But
have
we
to.
don't want to be
That's after.
committed to have to pick an organization when we prefer to keep the money here in Miami Lakes. And that's. the
That's
reason-
fine, but when you go up to council, I just want you to understand that you can't come and say, whoever, Michael, Eric, whoever comes and speaks on behalf of the committee cannot say, oh, we've chosen to go with the American Legion, because technically, as a committee, you guys have not decided.
That's right.
Well,
Yeah.
let me ask this.
That's all.
Can we go to, if we put it in the minutes tonight and get it, can we go to the town council and say we would prefer not to identify a specific organization at this time, but rather give future consideration to how we're going to spend that money for veterans? As an example, we will choose an organization or a methodology here in Miami Lakes to benefit veterans in Miami Lakes. It could be a gift card for our veterans at Christmas time.
So this right here that you're
That's what I like.
discussing,
I
that's
like
what
In
you
other
need
words,
to.
in other words, what we're asking them for is not to do it, not for a specific thing, but for time to be able to consider what it is. And we will come back when we make that decision and rebrief and gain their
The thing
permission.
is that there's no coming back because there's
Wait, yes,
one
there is.
council
Yeah,
meeting
yeah,
left.
yeah.
Oh, that's
May I
right,
leave on
there's
that
only
for
one council.
Wait, may I add legal on that? There is, because one of the things we want them to do, and was brought up, and we discussed this with a council member earlier, the idea that maybe we'll decide there's something we want to do that's going to require more money than we've raised at this event. Maybe it's going to take a couple of events and some other fundraisers and sponsors to get the amount of money that we need. Well, the idea is, once we earmark the project for that, then the town can hold that money for us and carry it over. They can accrue that money into the next year. And we will have the opportunity to do that. We have to identify what we want to do with it first before they'll do that. But the first step is what we're doing now. First step is to eliminate the idea of being forced to give it to an organization.
That's fine, but you guys need to
Yeah.
put this in a proper motion so that it goes into minutes and you take a vote
I
and take
think
it
we
to
did.
council.
I think we did.
Well, he kind of said something a little
we
different,
need-
like, you guys need to be clear.
I gave a
again.
simple version. He went into detail.
So can you repeat it and make it a proper motion so you guys can take a proper vote and take it
Go
to
for a better
council?
choice of words. Would you simplify what you just said?
Make a motion in a second and.
Make a motion.
Please.
We would like to amend to the council our preference for giving it to a veteran charitable organization and hold in abeyance that decision at this point in time, but we will come back to them before we make that decision so that they get to approve it.
And leave the word organization out of it. We
I don't think you guys are
necessarily-
understanding that this is your last time you're going to council this year because
If-
council is not,
If they approve
and then
this,
it's
wait,
January.
It's okay. January's okay.
And January is
Yeah,
a new,
fine.
And January is a new slate
never
of
done it
council
all.
officers.
Well, I
Right
was
after
just
the
saying because the race happens in December.
But we're not in a hurry to give the money away. We want to take our time and choose the right item, the right thing to do with it.
Or add it to a larger purpose and
Yes.
raise more and
Yes.
finish it.
Right,
Got it.
Correct,
Right.
yes.
yeah, I don't think the council has ever dictated to us, you have to give it to this organization.
No,
They don't
you
give
guys
it.
choose the
We do.
organization.
Yeah.
Exactly.
After we vetted
We asked to
with the
amend
help
it.
of everyone,
We
you
make a
know.
motion to amend this to say veteran charity organization or hold it. Or
That's the difference, because right now choosing an organization, you guys have the ability to do that.
Right.
Nobody's telling you what
Right.
organization.
We
to pick.
don't
You
want to
guys
do
have
it
to
right
make
now.
Yeah.
We don't want to be restricted
So
to
what
the
the-
organization.
What the edit is,
So
that is that,
given,
or
given-
hold it.
given that, we don't actually have to take it to them in November because we already have.
Well, at this rate, yes, because right now it's only approved to go to an organization to be donated.
Right,
We
but we
need-
don't
we
get
need
the
to-
money until December or
What do we need to do?
January.
But at that rate. you
And
have to
therefore,
give
we
the
can
money.
go then.
Okay, what we need, exactly, what we need to do now
Because we need to
basically
be
is
clear
to-
about
is
what
to-
it is, the 5K is.
We need
Yeah,
to
but
have
even
them
then, you won't
change.
know how much profits or what you will have.
Right,
You
we
guys
need-
are not being transparent if you're waiting till after.
We are going to be 100% transparent.
But that's what I
Everything's
want you
transparent.
guys to
And not only
take
that,
it.
we want to be transparent in front of the council. And we want to do that in front of the council to do basically what Bill said, have it presented in a proper manner, okay? And that they will rewrite that in such a way that we'll be able to do what we're asking.
But
to
then
do.
we would go with, how Bill said, we'd go now to ask for that change, right?
Correct.
Or hold it for
Correct.
future projects that the
Correct.
Veterans Committee
Until
might deem are different, and then we'll come back and let you know
Until
what
the
that.
proper
project is.
Exactly.
organization.
That's
But
it.
my point is, it's very important to get that in there, because right now you guys don't have.
We're gonna
the
have it in
ability
there, I
to-
promise you it'll be.
But no, I'm saying you do have to go to council.
We will.
In the next one,
We will, and that's why.
November
that's
first,
why
to
we
let
need-
them know, can we make
That's
that
why we need,
addition?
that's why we
Yes.
need, we need to put it in the minutes here, and we need you to go and
Give it to
don't you
council.
don't you have to go to council and then make a,
Just add it to the
No,
agenda.
it's
No,
only-
you guys
Yeah.
go to council.
Don't we
and
have
make
to-
sure.
You get us on the
As
docket.
long as you give me the minutes, yes, you guys will be at it.
We give you the minutes, you get us on the
On
docket.
number
We're
8,
good,
we're
we're
adding an or after the word organization,
Right.
or
And then-
hold the funds for a future.
Until such a
project
organization
contribution.
or
whatever.
organizations
We'll figure
are.
the proper word is for it. It's just so we just change what's in there now.
To hold funds to potentially add more.
No, don't
No,
put it
no.
down.
Keep it simple, keep it simple.
Yeah,
And then we
simple.
get in front of
Hold it.
council,
The
we'll have their
profit
questions,
to be
whatever.
held
Okay.
We'll get a hold of
further
Mr. Creed,
distribution
who's very articulate, and he'll
Okay,
help.
okay.
get us
to an organization or organization of the committees. to-
Okay.
I think we've covered everything. Is there anything else that we need to cover this meeting?
Two super
Unless we miss something, maybe.
fund zone sponsor, yay, and a band is committed. And thank you for paying for it.
Thank you. We have a motion
And I'll get
adjourned.
the logo for you.
No, hold
Yeah,
on,
he's
hold
gonna
on.
say.
Did you finish? Oh, you
Okay.
didn't go, the other, the back of it?
Oh, and I want to make one more thing. I don't know if it could go, I want a distinguished guest or a starter for the 5K, and I want to nominate Bill Perez, and I want to do it before he wins or doesn't win. So that,
For a
because this is
what, sorry?
after. I want to have a distinguished guest or a starter for the 5K, and I want it to be him, since he's not eligible for, we all wanted him to be the.
We're
red
fine,
marshal.
because that's after the.
This
It's
will be
after,
the
yeah.
But I don't want to say it after he wins, though. I want to
I
say it
think-
now when he's not, when you're losing.
Well, no, if
No?
anything, I think right now, the issue is right now, because there's.
Okay.
Elections going on.
I'll
It would be
forget it.
after the elections, but yeah, that's not a problem. Whether he's a council member or not at that point, it doesn't matter.
Right.
You know, you
Yeah.
guys can do that.
Okay, all right,
Yeah,
thank you.
On the back of number 4, you have extra volunteers needed to identify for the work point. Anyone contact the search?
Yeah.
Search.
No, I don't know what the search team is.
That's the county, community emergency.
Oh.
Sorry.
Okay, she was gonna,
Search,
you were gonna put it
search.
out on Eventbrite. I think we probably have more volunteers than we're gonna
Yeah,
need.
it will be put on there. I'm working on things that are a little more pressing this week, but.
No, but I mean, no one has contacted search.
I spoke to somebody from CERT, not about the 5K, but about the Veterans Parade.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, yeah.
All right, we'll table
Just
that.
because I wanna really quickly clarify the language, I'm typing up the memo that will be given to council. What was the exact wording of that motion?
Which?
The motion, the
'Cause I know we can.
organization or,
Well,
It's really that
to
or,
the
it's giving them
council,
the opportunity. or,
Right.
right now
To
they
hold-
can choose.
To hold the funds to determine an organization.
Or a project.
organizations
Organization
or
or project to be approved by council
For
at the
future
time.
project.
Yeah.
For future
For future
determination.
Project determined by the committee.
and then approved by council.
I'll call you after I go.
To determine the receiving organizations
Yeah,
or
first
future
round.
projects.
But you don't have to add an organization, they already
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
the ability to choose. an
Or
organization.
project.
The difference here is holding the funds to then fund the project that they determine.
Right.
You had the telephone mission barbecue.
Yes.
You know, it's a new, now Tony was before, I think somebody.
I have their contact, they just haven't been contacted because this was the direction given by the.
They had 27,000. That's for one Western, is another one we use.
Yeah,
One chapter,
that-
¿verdad?
yeah.
Yeah,
Those
they-
minutes look okay.
They look
They actually
good.
told me, she said, this to you.
Thank you.
You know me, they asked her right away. Yes.
I'm excited about our grand marshal selection.
Yeah.
Motion to adjourn.
When you make a motion, you make a submission, we go back.
Guys, we need to make a motion to adjourn the other.
I motion to
committees.
adjourn.
Wait,
Second.
you guys.
Okay,
Bye.
meeting
Good
adjourned,
night, gentlemen, the meeting.
Thank you.
7:10.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jonathan. Después chequea si no tenemos yo, but you told me she did. That's it. My name's office.
¿Para qué? ¿Para qué?
No, sí, para la- Carlos,
I'm waiting for that.
That
Check it out.
minute-
only gonna be a one-day conference, so enjoy it. It's a
Okay,
one
you
day.
guys can be in your
Okay,
like.
okay.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Brian Rodriguez, Chair for the Town of Magnolia Youth Activity Task Force. Today is October 19th, 2022, and I'm going to call our normally monthly meeting to order at 7:25 p.m. If we can have a roll call, please.
Brian Rodriguez,
Present.
Marissa Costa,
Present.
Mariana Reyes, present, Angelica Torres, present, Leila Galilea, present, Robin Amador,
Present.
Gabriela Vega, present, Ana Soto,
Present.
Fernanda Madrid.
Present.
Here.
And we'll move on to item 3, public comments. Do we have any public comments? No? Say your name.
Diane Jimenez. No, I just want to bring up, I don't know if it's been brought up to the council or it's something in relation to the committee. Like, when it comes to events, the event about the horror house, I was informed by Ms. Soto and the National Honor Society at my school. I think that, I don't know if it's on the council's actions or whoever's in charge of the social media, but I think there's really some type of like something has to be done because I am really not informed about events when it comes to the town. If I'm not either told by someone at my school or some type of club in my school is holding an event. So I think that stuff like that should be addressed. I don't know if it's by the council or by you guys, but for an event that you guys held, which was a bike rodeo, the only way that I found out was because I had come to the meeting you guys had, I think it was the day before or like 2 days before. Because I originally went there to help NHS take down flags for another committee. So I think that, I don't know if that's the town or you guys, but I think that this should be at least addressed. Because I think that putting funds into events that people don't go to is a mishandling of funds. And whoever's duty that is to tackle, I think that it should be looked into.
Thank you. Any more public comments? Seeing none, public comments is now closed. We'll move on to item 4, the adoption of minutes. Do
And I'll put them up here for you. guys.
we want to defer to it until we get it in paper form?
We deferred it last week.
I know, but we don't have the paper now.
Okay.
I guess you're saying to move it down in the agenda.
Yeah, to move it down. So do we have a motion to move it?
Motion.
I'll second.
Do we have any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, motion passes. We'll move on to item 5, the business referrals, additions, deletions. Is there anything anyone wants to add or remove or defer from the agenda? I'm going to motion to add 2 items to the agenda, starting with 6A as the bike rodeo update. And 6, or actually, and then I'm gonna put in 5A, which is the committee roster. We have a second
I'll second.
discussion. Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, the motion passes. We'll move straight on to 5A, the item I just added for the current roster. At this point, there are no more student available, no more student spots on the committee. Currently, the ones that are being filled is going to be Taylor and Haley, which have been vetted by the chair already. And I've come to more than like 6 meetings now. So they're way surpassed their amount of meetings that they need to be at. We do have some adult openings though, so if there are any adults that do want to join, you have to be over the age of 18 and out of high school to be considered an adult on the committee. Okay, so if you know, and I think we have one that's in the process of joining as well.
Correct, who I believe should have been appointed to. Yesterday?
She should have.
She should have.
Yeah, she was.
No, that meeting was canceled. This week.
Oh,
So November, that's why she's not. All right, any questions on that? Perfect, we'll move on to 6A, the bike rodeo update, Officer Amador.
The micro update. So reference the debacle that we had with, no one knew that the event was happening. And thanks to Ms. Soto, there were more people there that.
Or volunteers.
The volunteers were the group that kind of made it what it was, you know. We came up with an event protocol on our side. So, and I'll go through that. One of the things we're gonna do is, we're gonna contact the Miami Lakers 30 days in advance ourselves. We are gonna do this. 30 days in advance with at least even if we have a tentative day, we're gonna tell them this is a tentative day, because that was part of the issues that we had before. We are gonna email all the, and I'm setting up the paperwork as we speak, all the VPs from all the schools, including HML, who is not in the town. That's for. my friend over He's not listening.
Mr. HML.
Not listening, Mr. HML.
That's for you. You're also email HML.
That's why he's
for
not
you.
included.
And, but maybe not, I don't know.
And just quickly,
No.
not to interject, but correct me if I'm wrong, you guys do reach out to the Lakers as well?
Yeah, I'll let you finish. I have a couple comments as I work for the communications department, but go ahead.
Yeah, but everything from our understanding was brought about because the only information that came out was the day before. And nothing else had come out before. I don't know why that happened, but we had so many resources and, you know, I mean, and the guys, everybody's okay with it on our side, you know, everybody comes out and goes, but like the helicopter, I was telling Soto, the helicopter was a big one that should have been at another event. And I pulled and I pulled and I pulled and I pulled and we got it and then nobody showed up. So like, you know, if we're gonna have an event, we should have, to be able to have the resources and use them. So 2 weeks in advance, we're gonna try to do that one. Next door app, we're gonna go on our next door app and blast it out. The messenger board that we have also, we're gonna put it on the messenger board. I'm setting up a outlook on all the churches also. So I'm setting up all those contacts as we speak. And I'm gonna send all that information. And then the Miami-Dade County Police Department's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that. So we're gonna blast it out to the whole county so that, you know what, if we have too many people, it's better than not having anybody. So this doesn't happen again.
Speaking on this, not even the council knew that this event was happening. Because I called them, all of them, and they didn't even know we had a bike rodeo event. So, just putting that up there, we know we've been talking about the issues with social media for a long time. And I know the council is also working on this.
And just so you guys know, it's not only us, other committees have also, right, have expressed their concerns.
Anything else on bike rodeo? I was there, it was a great event, by the way. Because no one was there, but amazing event.
Thank you for.
We did a bike ride in the beginning. The only ones in the bike ride were Ms. Soto's students.
No, I thank God that we happened to be there because we were helping the veterans with the 9/11 memorial.
That worked
There
out
was
really
no-
good, by the way,
that
because
was-
it was
it
a
was-
filler that
yeah,
at least,
no,
you know,
thank
we
goodness it
were able to get.
was.
stuff done.
If not, we would have done.
We had a few kids that came in, but nothing crazy.
I don't know, money that you guys spent on the bicyclists, what do people call it, did the show,
Yeah.
Tricksters.
Trickster, yeah. they put
We
on a great
had
show.
so many people that were driving by on 82nd that were stopping to ask, and they were like, look, we live right there, how, you know, I live right there, how can I wasn't told, you know, like, that was like a comment, and then some people got off and came, but if, again, it's not
I have
pre-planned,
a
you know.
quick question, I don't know if, because again, the town has so many rules, but are you allowed to put up like flyers around it, like actual paper flyers around the town, like in certain places, or that can't be done?
Yes.
Is that a no? Okay, so that's not an idea, like maybe putting it in a public, I don't know, like major places where people go in. I don't know, or wherever you can.
You could.
I don't know if that's allowed. That's an idea.
So, my name is Ayo. I know I don't work with most of you, but just so you guys have a little bit of background, I deal with 6, 7 of the town's committees, so I'm very much involved. I am the special events coordinator and I do work under the communications department. specifically with your events, what I've noticed, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like these activities takes very long to confirm dates and activities. Like, you know that you're having something in October, but at least with the bike rodeo and the Halloween event, I can tell you that we had, like, it's just a lot of pending details. And those pending details, okay, well,
And we gave it to her,
we,
because we changed the date.
well, I'm letting you know from our end that it feels like things are taking a little too long to get confirmed. And the sooner we have details, the better, so we can help you. And one thing that I want to be clear on, because some people have a misconception about social media, and just because we post it once or twice doesn't mean that it's not getting the proper engagement. Sometimes it is about the events. I'm not saying specifically you guys, but I've had the issue with other committees that it just has to do, if the event doesn't pull people in, it's not going to pull people in. It doesn't matter how many times you post it. So just being aware of your audience is very important, which I'm sure you guys know what your audience is. And I just point that out because I've had issues with other committees where they think we haven't posted it enough, but that's not what turns out to be the engagement, right? Just because I post things 5 times doesn't mean that I'm going to get more engagement than if I post it twice and I have a good amount of pool of people engaging and sharing and reposting. So that's what it's all about when it comes to the social media analytics. I can tell you that last week or 2 weeks ago, as an example, economic development started posting about their small business, and we had literally had one post about the nominations. We had 100 people tap that link and put nominations in within 24 hours. So when people are interested and it is an engaging event, people will go out of their way and register and show up. So I think it's a combination of both things, of timing and the event that you're putting on. And it's also very helpful, like you mentioned, flyers. You have bodies. It helps to have that amount of people go out and spread the word, whether it's posting, sharing on your socials, handing out flyers to local businesses, local churches. We can put them in our community centers. So it just takes a village to make that happen. And that's my opinion on that for you.
And I, and this is all due respect, and just so you can help us clear this out, what we've noticed is, in particular, this event, you guys are no longer posting event flyers on the feed,
That
correct?
is correct. When we're talking about Instagram.
Instagram,
Can I
correct?
be really quick? I'm gonna interrupt you. As someone who studied social media marketing, advertising, and has a degree in it, if I'm being honest with you, as someone that goes onto a website, for example, Instagram, if I just see pictures of something, I'm not gonna look at it. I could care less. When I see a poster posted, it has all the information that I need. I think it's more helpful than, because I just saw the last post about the Halloween event. It's like 10 pictures and then the flyer at the end. People aren't gonna scroll through 10 pictures to then see the flyer. They're gonna scroll through 1 or 2 and that's it.
Yeah.
So I'm being
So
honest with you, stories are gone in 24 hours.
that is
No,
correct.
that doesn't really make a big difference.
So I know different people have different opinions about what they feel is engaging. The numbers talk. So we can pull up analytics on pictures versus flyers, and we can tell you that right now we're doing a lot better in engagement since we moved away from flyers.
But if I'm being honest, how it used to be in the past, when we had thousands upon thousands, and this event specifically for bike rodeo, where we used to have a few hundred people show up, and now it's at 0. You guys should look back at what you guys used to do in the previous years, because whatever you guys did in the previous years worked, and whatever's happening now, there's no one showing up. This is, I think, the second event that no one shows up to, that we have.
Again, I can tell you that on our end, the communications team, your flyers are not, your information is not getting to us in a timely manner. That's all I can tell you. So that doesn't help for your event attendance. We just had I know people have different opinions, and I'm just letting you know what I work off of. We had an event on Saturday. Officer Amateur can tell you, they even called us because they felt like we may need to have police presence because we had a huge attendance. That event was well promoted. The committee members got out there. They put out flyers. They shared it on their stories. Although it wasn't a flyer, it was pictures, but it was well promoted and it was well attended. We sold
But
out on the
you-
event. So
you
those are my
say-
recommendations.
You
You
say
guys
put out
can take
flyers,
them.
here's the thing. Most of our committees, 1 in school, and 2 have full-time jobs if they're adults, so we're not retired, we don't have time to go out there.
Well, I don't want to waste your time and tell you guys what to do. I'm just giving you suggestions, and I don't want to take the rest of your time on your committee because I know there's a committee following yours. Those are the suggestions from
That's
my standpoint.
So anything else on bike rodeo?
So no, getting information earlier is key for
I
For you
was,
guys.
I was referencing the Cultural Affairs Committee. I mean, I was very on top of them about getting it in on time, because they also had an issue similar to this with a previous event, and it made all the difference.
I think, I'm sorry to interrupt, I think that would, I mean, and I understand what you're saying, but I think what I'm hearing overall, maybe I'm saying, but this is what I hear overall, I think we need to be in charge of our own promotions, like I think,
We're
like you
not
said.
about to.
We should just, so we could put flyers up.
No, but we would create the flyer, but we would provide it to you. And
So I'm
if you
saying,
need us
yeah,
to
we
print
have
some,
to-
we can do that.
We have to find a way to disseminate the information, basically, that's what I'm thinking. I think we're in charge of
Well,
that.
that's one of the things we've been fighting.
What you're,
for,
you're
too,
gonna
is-
do for the back rodeo, and this is you're gonna put it everywhere.
Is to have our own
So,
social media for committee.
can we have our own
We're still
social media account? That's-
Not right now.
I'll
but
have
that's in the works.
Carousel send you guys a communication on that, because it's way too many committees. You,
It's already in the works, so I've been in contact with the council.
We'll just have to get it out.
All right, anything else on bike rodeo? By the way, those comfort dogs were amazing.
They're so cute.
They are coming back for sure. They are secured for actually for every event, because I was talking to them and I said, listen, we have other stuff, whatever you guys want, if we're available, because the thing is, they get like requested for everything, obviously, because they're so cute and awesome. So it's tough to get them out, but we were able to get two, the one that was in training and the other one. So we'll get them every year.
Perfect, I think we're good there. The event, to me, was a success, not with people, but with the actual event itself. But,
Oh, I'm sorry.
and thank you, Mama Nance, for being there, by the way.
For
Big
providing
shout
the
out.
security.
She was not letting anyone into that park.
I'm sorry?
You can speak, go ahead.
Oh, I felt badly that there wasn't a bigger crowd, and I enjoyed everything that was done. It was just a shame that it was such a great show, the kids on the bikes and everything, it was missed. And like you said, there were people stopping by, what's going on, what's going on? And there were some people who came back, some were walking, and then they came back, and I hope that the people that you had to pay so much money for will not say, oh no, we were disappointed, we didn't have enough of the crowd, or whatever. They all still performed beautifully anyway, which is a lot on their side of it. But yeah, I think flyers, and I made a mistake. I think Publix would put those flyers. It's the political ones they won't do. So I correct.
I know I can put
correcting
some up, like
myself.
when I go to Publix or whatever, when I come have them.
Yeah, I'm correcting myself. Sorry.
Two things they've come up, the parking situation.
Mhm.
We gotta make sure that, we close everything off, either early in the morning or the night before, to make sure nobody goes into the park.
I know, well, they did go against us while we were there. The town did not do what we voted on, which was open a section of the park for parking. And we told them, do not do that.
Yeah, we can't have anybody in there, because that's a safety problem. That's a safety concern, that's a safety issue. We have cars
So
coming in
we
and
will
out,
figure that out.
and then we have the
We'll tell them not to
tricksters and
do
all
it
these
then.
people there. We just can't. Whatever the protocol is gonna be, it has to be, we have to lock. We've done it before, so why can't we do it now? Is the situation, if that comes up. We've always locked the gates. There's ample parking everywhere else around the park. Because of 7 parking spots that we're gonna take up on the front is not a big deal, because we're taking the rest of the park now. So that has to happen. The other thing was, one of the pastors from Elevate said that they would love to, and it was very quick. It was a very quick conversation. We'll have to talk to them again, but either host the event at the church or be very involved in the event, in future,
So
wherever that happens.
We cannot do that. I brought it up to the town council, and it's on them.
So let me ask you this, because I know that the Cultural Affairs Committee has an event that they put together at the church here on the corner on Lakes Drive and
Methodist.
at the Methodist, correct. And that's a church, and they still put that together. So why are they allowed to do that?
I don't know. Maybe
allowed to do what, sorry?
Anything with a religious institution. We were
You know
told.
that they
We
do the,
can, no, what we can do is accept sponsorship dollars from them, is my understanding. There's a sponsorship ordinance in the town that we cannot accept.
But we used to.
Well, there's an ordinance
Yeah.
now in place, so.
so like if let's say the bike
That's on the
rodeo
town.
says,
You can host
we
it.
want to have it in their parking lot,
Can they?
right?
Like if you guys want to have an event in their parking lot?
In
They
their
want
parking
us,
lot,
they're
correct.
offering.
Because they're offering it for a future event. They said that they wouldn't have a problem
We can double check for you, but I think it's time because yes, you're right. We literally had it like 2 months ago, a Symphony of America's
The
concert
Symphony
where
of
it was inside their church.
with that. And that was inside the church.
Yeah, it was
This is
inside their
outside,
church.
because the thing about it is that the congregation.
Yeah.
Would love, like, they have 1,000 people in their congregation, like, it would be a huge event. Because half of the people would be just from the church.
What is this for exactly? What
For the bike rodeo.
For the bike
Oh, the
rodeo.
next,
For next
when do
year.
you guys,
For next
you do it once a year?
Yeah, once a year.
Sorry, I didn't pass this on.
So you're looking.
I can send an email, just so you guys get it in writing and I can copy the chair and
Because it wouldn't
you
be,
guys can get that update.
it wouldn't be inside the church, it would be just the parking lot, you know.
I think the issue is more the whole like support, sponsorship part about it. Like that's what's iffy about it. But other than that, we definitely cannot accept dollars from them as a sponsor. I can tell you that.
No, that's what
No, they
my
would love to have,
That's a Miami Dade thing. It's an honor.
just to host it there would be,
It's a sponsorship for it.
for them, like, a good thing for the community,
Yeah,
and they
yeah, yeah.
wouldn't be, you know. And they would probably love to
And
give money, but, you know.
we work with like that promotional flyer as a communications team. So if there's anything like, wrong with it, we fix it. So I think you're fine.
Yeah,
If they purchase like if let's say they buy something that can be used at the event, can they do that or that wouldn't be able to then? Like let's say they want to get a bouncy
We
house for the
just
kids that
can't
go.
honor, I think it's more like honoring them as an in-kind sponsor. We cannot do that.
No, no,
Something
yeah.
we use something you normally
Yeah,
do
yeah,
right
yeah.
when somebody donates.
But if they're like, let's say we want to get a bouncy house for that event and put it on the church grounds, they
I
want to do
think
that,
that
they
would
can
be,
do
but
that.
I'll get it in writing so
okay.
you guys.
Because of time constraints, I'm gonna close off item 6A bike rodeo. Please come back to it again.
Yeah.
if you need to.
yeah, definitely for whenever we do it again.
But we'll move on to the Halloween update. Yesterday, we had our first Halloween volunteer meeting. Thank you to the committee to all the committee members that showed up. Over 150 volunteers, actually 200 volunteers showed up, although we asked for 150. That's never a problem. I had to make 2 remind chats with them. There's 150 in one and about 60 in the other. So, a lot of students, we will use each and every one of them if they do show up. We did let the middle schoolers in there know today that they are not able to volunteer with us because it is a liability with kids under a certain age and not in high school. If they come tomorrow, we'll just give them their hours and let them know if they didn't read the text messages that we sent out to them and the emails. I know we're still working on trying to get the basketball court. Did Ernie give you any updates on that, Io?
On the basketball court.
Yep, for the haunted house. We needed to know tonight. Not I'll step out to make a phone call to the vice mayor. That was because this is the last
Basketball.
one.
Hold on the purchase of certain items requested due to the issue involving the basketball court and liability.
We're less than 2 weeks away from this.
If you want, I can send them a message.
Yeah, at ASAP. because-
So what exactly is it like?
If we can, so the haunted house, in the past, we have to pay thousands of dollars
$7,000
For the structure.
for the
No,
structure.
for a floor.
For the flooring,
Okay.
because of ADA compliance.
Okay.
We're trying to do a haunted house on the basketball court so that there's no need to pay those costs for the flooring. There's been some concerns in the Parks and Rec department about liability issues with the basketball court, if like something happens to it.
I sent, if you guys want to continue, I'll wait till your phone.
We voted last meeting to have different groups of volunteers. I believe we sent out that form. Do you have an update for us, Maurice? You made that form.
Yeah, so this is what I can tell you guys. Couple of things, let me pull it up right now. A lot of people did the forms. We have 161 responses. I have to probably go through them and eliminate doubles, all those things. I'll tell you guys right now, I'm gonna have to ask for your forgiveness. There was a mistake made. I'm not sure what's going on. I had it programmed so that it would cut off.
It didn't cut off.
Some of them did, some of them did, some of them didn't. So the trick or treat is full. It cut off at 50. Now the haunted house, it went over by 11. So we're at 61. We'll probably have to readjust those 11 people to the other sections.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. And we'll figure that out at the Thursday meeting. I can pull up the last 11 people who filled it out and we can assign them to another section. But other than that, I mean, it worked out just fine. We have only 3 people who signed up for the stage. 3 people who, let's see.
We'll assign people accordingly. What I'll do is just do what I do every year, and just print out a physical sheet and have them sign up. I think it's the easiest way to go about it.
The day of. The day of.
No, not the day.
Oh, the next
Tomorrow.
one. Oh, tomorrow, they work.
Sorry, I have a list and I just, I feel like I should read the list before you guys discuss things that are maybe answered here. So we'll be discussing the following items for the Halloween event. So you guys were discussing your logistics of the Halloween event, monies available, including what has currently come in, so sponsorship dollars, monies to be moved, which he gave me context on, transfer of money document along with the minutes, if you guys do decide to move some money around. There is one other sponsored donation coming in at $12.50, but we cannot count on it until it comes in, so hopefully you'll know by Monday, he told me. To hold on the purchase of certain items requested due to the issue involving the basketball court and liability. Pumpkins and stickers for pumpkin decorating have been ordered. Glow sticks have been ordered. Food trucks have been ordered. Candy has been ordered. Stage and DJ have been confirmed. Maintenance services have been ordered. Additional parking requests has been ordered, which is the office buildings. Water and ice has been ordered. Food has been ordered. Pizza, sodas, and looking to reach out to Vicky Bakery for additional food support.
Yeah, he told me to do that. I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
I'm gonna do that.
So,
And he also told me to mention, just because I don't want to forget this, also the movies at the park is up for a brief discussion. Please have them once again confirm dates unless that was already determined.
which we did.
Okay.
We have it in the minutes.
I guess if you guys tell me.
If we can also, you can talk to Ernie, or I don't know if you can take care of this. We need light towers.
He knows about that. He's brought it up last meeting that he already confirmed.
Oh, they're confirmed.
The last week's meeting, he told us.
Right, that's one.
Did you forget already? Some things, remember how the event is on the 29th from 6 to 10. That doesn't mean the committee shows up at 6 and leaves at 10. What we need to figure out tonight is what time the volunteers are going to get there on Saturday and what time, yeah,
We told him 1 o'clock, no?
we said around.
Oh, we said 1, I told him 1.
I told them from 1 to
We
11.
told him 1 to 11.
I'm okay with that if you guys are.
No, we don't need, what time do we really need to show up?
I would say 1. The event starts at what?
At 6.
At 6, yeah. We
So you
need
need 5 hours to
45
set
hours,
up.
definitely.
Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. 1 to 11.
Unless we want them earlier, that's up to you guys.
No, they're not gonna come early.
Friday night,
They
we
will.
have, we have Friday night too, so.
Yeah, we have Friday night. They'll be there Friday night. It's a little later Friday night, just because it's not school night. We've been cutting it off at 8, but if we did it like 9 on the Friday.
Okay. Just a few things. There are a lot of volunteers. And if you were there last night, you saw there were a lot of volunteers. Tomorrow, we're meeting at 6:30 again, till 8. Tomorrow is more work than yesterday. Yesterday was more informal, informational, just getting all the information out there. My new quote is no newbies to the event. To wear proper clothing.
I don't know, you'll have that many. We'll see, because like I said, the numbers master to doing, but you know what I mean?
That's why we asked for so many.
Yeah.
What I will say though is, we did let the volunteers know if they're not there on the day of the event, they're getting hour by hour, they're getting 7.5 hours. Okay, everyone got it. For the committee on that Saturday, if we could get there earlier, I think it'd be better. If we tell them 1, I'd say we get there at 11:30, 12. Just in case there's any last minute things that we need to get done or go get. I know public safety will be there.
I may speak. I got word from you today that you wanted the 2 gentlemen officers. And I clarified in case you all were listening at a previous meeting, they are not Metro Day. I still call it Metro Day, police officers, but they do work for other police departments. Okay, they don't work for the town, they don't work. for
Yeah,
the
they're not
city,
in uniform anyway, so.
the county. But my question to you is, isn't that a voting day? How are you working around that? And you're doing the Halloween in the
Nothing is in the
veterans area,
building,
not the building.
not the building,
not
it's
the
outside.
building, But that is a voting day.
Correct.
Yeah.
So
We're
I
not
will
gonna
leave the
be,
rest of my questions and expectant answers for tomorrow's meeting, which I also plan to.
yeah, we're not, so just to be on the same base, so everyone knows. We are not interrupting anything happening in the parking lot and in the building. Everything's on the side of the building and in the back.
Permission to be in the office building. I'll be say the rest of them.
I would, voting ends an hour after the event.
So we could use that parking lot after it starts. Anyone have any questions regarding Halloween? I guess we can come back to it if for the update, because that's the biggest thing right now, is that update. It's between the haunted house being $26,000 and $16,000. If we don't use the basketball court. So, do you want me to make a phone call really quick to someone that was trying to get an update on it?
I mean, that's on you. I'm asking
Yeah.
Ernest, so I don't know who you're referring to.
The vice mayor and every other council member has been on top of it working on it for us.
That's
I
on the
know. The
committee.
manager knows about it. I don't know if you want to text the manager. But
I'm not gonna text them. So, that's up to you.
that's something that we need to know tonight, or I'll have to call another emergency meeting next week.
You can call them, anyone else can call me, call them.
So we're at the Costa Vice Chair while our chairman takes a
Yeah,
phone
take a
call.
look.
Yeah, we could continue with the agenda.
I gotta finally lead a meeting. So
She's so excited.
we'll move on with our agenda. Any other final questions, concerns, comments on the Halloween update? We're friendly reminder that tomorrow we have our second volunteer meeting, 6:30 PM, same place. We hope to see you there. In the meantime, movies at the park aisle. I know you wanted dates once again, so I'll give you those. I'll read them from the minutes. What we motioned on last meeting is December 16th, January 27th.
Oh, there's one of them.
Yeah, it's three.
December 16th,
Correct.
January 27th.
And February 24th. So those are three tentative dates. If we see that turnout is low, we may cut one off. If we see that it's good, we'll keep them. But typically, it's always been 2 or 3 movie days.
I'm
So-
sorry, could I just, okay, so January 27th. Okay.
Correct.
Here's one thing, okay, I don't wanna like impose my ideas on you guys, I'm just telling you based off of experience, this is kind of what I mean by like last minute, we shouldn't have tentative dates, we're less than 2 months out from December 16th, like you guys, my suggestion
no,
would
no.
be to move on that, just so we can get it out.
No, that's been motioned down. So you can
Okay.
consider final dates.
You just
Unless
need to
anything
remove one.
changes, Correct.
Correct, so for right now, you're moving forward with that.
Correct, yes. Yes. You know, it also depends on any sponsorship dollars we can secure. If we may have to cut one off just because of funding purposes, we will, but
Got it.
those are the dates.
And
for
what
now.
is the time, do they all run at the same time?
Yes, it was Ariana 7, typically we move the park, 7
7
PM until. And so we have food trucks and different movies depending on the
Would be-
season.
With the amount of money that we have, for sure, regardless of what happens, we can have 2 at least.
Correct, yes. If I believe you have a copy of our budget?
Yes. And if you guys want, I can like send it to all of you.
Yes,
Just know what's
please.
going on.
Yes, please. If we can get a copy of our budget by email. But correct me if I'm wrong, Brian, if regardless of sponsorship or not, we can have 3 movies with the current money we have, or 2.
2.
Okay, 2. So,
If we have our title sponsor, which we should, then we have to.
But the point is that December 16th is set. for
Yes,
sure.
yes.
Yes, the
That's
first
the-
2 are set for sure, the third one.
That's the one that might
But
get
February
canceled.
is
That's what I want to clarify, so you know.
I am waiting for a
promotion.
call back, by the way, for the haunted house. They're calling the manager right now.
another thing that we see on the minutes that we didn't take into account, the youth awards that we have discussed, I believe the state of the town is
Next week.
next week, so we would have to.
We'll save it.
We'll save it.
That's fine. Or we don't even have to do it unless it doesn't count.
Yeah, we can do that in the house.
Budget updates, our budget didn't go up. It's the same.
I just told them that I was gonna send everybody a copy just so you guys have it.
Anyone have any questions on the budget?
I do have like budget information for Halloween. I don't know if you guys need that.
I think it's 15 plus the sponsorship dollars, right?
Right, so do you want me to go through this?
Yeah, you can go through.
Yes, we can.
So yeah, 15 is your original, is the budget that you guys are given by council. So right now you have $7,500 of sponsorship dollars in. So that brings you up to a total of 22,500 for that event alone. However, I did mention there's an outstanding sponsorship that has yet to come in. If it comes in, that gives you an additional $1,250. We're just not counting on it yet. So as I mentioned, 22,500, and then Ernie suggests transfer of funds from bike rodeo.
Well,
He said, well, this is, again, this is a suggestion. You guys can
Well,
choose
I have
to
a
vote on
question
it.
for you that
Mhm.
you might know, because this is a new budget year. Bike rodeo was in the last budget year.
Was it? Okay, then at that point, yeah, you wouldn't be
We
able
could
to carry
transfer from
over
another
till
event.
February or
Yeah,
March.
We could transfer from another event. And then whenever we carry over from last budget year, then we could put in back into that. event.
Yeah, you would have to go to council for approval and they wouldn't have final numbers for you till like end of December, January.
Yeah, so do we want to do that?
Yeah.
Say move 700 from bike rodeo, just as of right now. We can only move 700 at a time, so we don't have to go in front of council. If we call an emergency meeting, then we can move another 700. Just so you guys know.
I don't think it works that way, but I'll double check for you guys.
We've
Okay,
done it.
alright, sure.
Oh, we made sure. How many emergency meetings did we have last year? Been like 8. Just in the. But yeah, if you want to make sure. just in case.
No, you guys are,
I could call it 48 hours in advance, so.
yeah, but you do have, that's based on availability as well. It's not just,
True.
yeah, so just keep that in mind. I
know.
wouldn't,
No, I
I
usually-
wouldn't bet on the
I
48
usually don't
hours.
do 48 hours in advance. My committee knows that I do at least a week, most of the time, unless we really have to. Next we'll move, we already talked about movies at the park, correct?
Yeah.
Yes, we talked about it. She's one of the dates again.
While we're waiting for the Halloween update, we're still getting back to them. We'll move back to the adoption minutes, so take a few minutes to look at them. Okay.
In the aisle for like the movies at the park. December, right? So let's say there's a date that was set. Can the town send like something saying, we don't have a movie, but get ready for.
Yeah, like we
something
can
like
do
that, like a teaser?
advertisement.
Like a save the date.
Yeah, yeah, like a save
day
the
or
date,
something
we
like
can
that.
do that, certainly. And I know that some people disagree about our marketing, but I will move with our team to start getting that out there based on how we've been doing on Instagram, and I promise you that.
There was-
I can show
Yeah,
you
because
guys
I think,
analytics.
what, I gathered something from what you were saying too is, like, for instance, in this case, oh, we have a date, but we don't have the movie, we have, so if we don't tell you, if somebody doesn't say, hey, put it out there, then you're gonna wait until,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
now we have it, but then, let's say it's a month, 3 weeks
Yeah, for certain
before.
things, we can work with limited details, right? There's certain details that we can kind of move on without. Like, I don't have all details set for the Veterans Parade, but we clearly, like, the main things are set. But we can work off of that. Do you guys have an idea of like theme, like is it a holiday movie, like anything, or you don't know?
Ernie needs to get us the movies from the company, which ones they have available,
Okay,
because
so
it
you don't
depends on
know yet,
licensing,
okay.
but it's probably gonna be like, so I don't wanna.
I'll ask them to do a save the date. Again, it might not be a flyer, I'm just putting it out there, but we will make sure to put something out that's engaging, that what we're showing right now is photos and videos.
Okay,
If you
thank
guys have any photos or videos, by the way, that you want to share with us, that's kind of what we're trying to do. So if you guys
So
have
send
any,
them to
share them to, yeah, share them with me and we'll use them.
Okay, do we have a motion to approve the minutes?
Motion.
We have a motion, we have a second. All those in favor, please indicate so by saying aye. All those opposed? Seeing none, the motion passes. So we just approved subcommittee meeting minutes as well as the emergency meeting minutes. Correct?
The monthly minutes and.
And the emergency, so 3 minutes, 2 minutes, understood. Perfect.
All right,
Chairman is back.
so we're on the minutes right now.
We just approved.
Okay. Good news. For Halloween, well, good and middle news. We don't know 100% yet, but they told us to move forward. The plan, plan it for the basketball.
We think yes, we think.
That's straight from the manager. So everyone got that?
$10,000.
Now, Ryan, also, if it doesn't go on the basketball court, we can't have it.
We can, we're just gonna have to move the lot.
So the money can be moved around.
We'll have to move it on.
Oh, lose other events.
Might have to, yeah.
It's gonna happen, it's a fate.
Oh, it's a big
So
thing,
the
you know?
biggest contingency right now with the manager and the town is they don't want trucks driving on it, which is not a problem. They could drive their grass. It's asphalt, but whatever. They don't need to drive on it anymore. They can drive next to it and they build the walls without a truck in it, so. I think we're okay there. We'll move forward with the basketball court. To save $7,000.
And it's bigger, and a bigger house, right?
It's a bigger house. Okay. By the way, since we are gonna use the basketball court as of right now, I have to say that because, you know, we'll know for sure by Friday. I was told to start planning an emergency meeting just in case. By the way, for next week. If we do get, which we should be fine, they said they're gonna find a way to do it. But the whole event orientation is kind of going to change. The way it's spread out, instead of the stage being where it usually is, it's gonna be on the other side. So the opposite side of the park. So in front of the swings, the haunted house where
On the
the
other
stage
side.
is, where the stage used to be. Pumpkin decorating is gonna be, I think that's pavilion A. Doesn't make sense that it's the farthest one from the park, but whatever, from the community center, but okay. Pavilion A. Pavilion B, I believe we have two, just in case we need it, but I'm not going to. And then the tents go on the side by Pavilion A. And food trucks on the other side.
Sounds like. So where did you say the stage was gonna be?
By the swing.
By the swings.
Oh, like everybody.
Yeah, so just on the opposite side of what it used to be.
Right.
Flipping up.
We're flipping it. It actually brings the event together more because before the haunted house was all the way on the side back of it.
Right.
And this is actually a darker area, I'm pretty sure that actually, like that, whatever. it is.
You're gonna have big lights out.
Not in the
The
haunted
lights
house.
don't, the big lights, they don't really turn on. We have one on. And then the rest are off until the end of the event. It's kind of like a way to get.
Yeah,
people
they
to
go by
home.
the stage.
Oh.
The lights go by the stage and we have one by the haunted house as an emergency type of thing.
But it's
that
not
one
on.
stays
But
on.
it's meant to be dark.
But then when the event is over, we turn all of them on to kind of get people.
Yeah, we'll have the path lights on. Anything else? Anyone have any questions on Halloween? I'm going to motion to move $700 from bike rodeo to spring fling. Not spring fling, Halloween. Oh my God. Do I have a second?
A second.
A second. Any discussion?
But I'm sorry, just so funny. You're moving $700 from
From
bike
bike rodeo
rodeo?
from this budget year, the new budget.
Oh, the new, okay.
Yeah,
Spring clean, okay, 2026. got it.
yes.
No, not right.
No,
To
to
the
The
Halloween.
Halloween,
Oh.
sorry, I confused myself.
Okay.
We have a motion and a second, any discussion? Please keep in mind, only adults on the committee can vote on this, so we will have a roll call for the 4 adults on the committee. Go ahead.
Brian Rodriguez.
Yes.
Yes.
Me, yes. Officer Amador.
Yes.
Okay. Motion passes.
Passes.
Are you, you're a
Yeah,
voting
yes.
member?
Mhm, they
I don't
changed
see it on the commit, on his roster.
Maybe.
They changed it. Either way, it passes. But yeah,
Well, no, you guys need to vote.
Isn't he?
Give me a second.
we talked about that a long
I
time
just need
ago.
to make sure based on what I asked.
It passes either way.
Why wouldn't he be a voting member?
He should be, he wasn't before, but we went, I think we changed
You guys
our.
need to vote, you need 3 adults.
Oh, we are 3 adults.
We'll figure it out. I believe we had changed our bylaws for you to vote.
No, I'm not saying yes or no, I was asking,
Yeah,
but
no,
I'm
no,
not
that's
sure. I can't really tell by the.
That's fine.
No, because technically he's not appointed
He's a
by a mayor.
special
and council.
appointment, yeah.
He's appointed by the
Yeah, he's not
entire.
appointed by.
He's like, right.
But I think we had
But
made,
that's fine, you guys are 3, so
yeah,
that's
I
all.
think, yeah, I think we did make an exception at one point with our committee, with our bylaws that made him a voting member. But we just have to look into that again.
I need to get more adults.
All right, anything else on Halloween? Any questions? Tomorrow, 6:30 to 8. And we have a meeting next Tuesday for the volunteers, 6:30 to 8. Thursday, 6:30 to 8. Friday, 6:30 to whatever time we finish.
Saturday, 1 to 11.
Saturday, 1 to 11. Well,
If it's finished.
if they work. I don't know. Remember, this event has been extended in the past. Although it says that it ends at 10 o'clock, we've ended it at 11. Depending on how many people are at the event, we change the time that the event actually ends. Does anyone have any questions on that? All right. We'll move on. There's no old business. We'll move on to announcements. Does anyone have any announcements? Anything interesting since last week? No?
I'll announce something. I don't know if I mentioned this last week, but on November the 17th, I'll say it again, just so it's in the minutes. On November 17th, I'll be hosting a charity basketball game between the mayor of Miami Lakes and the mayor of Hialeah to raise funds for a breast cancer awareness foundation. Then will be hosted at Buckley Dent Park at 6 p.m. You guys are all hereby invited. Town employees from both facilities. I'm sure I didn't sign up. Did you? I didn't. But government employees from both municipalities as well as the mayor will play basketball against each other to raise money. So that's my announcement.
While I'm here, we have announcements. Not sure if you guys know, but we do have a Veterans Parade coming up. So if any of you are part of school clubs, organizations, or even outside of school, please feel free to sign up. If you need the link, let me know and I can share it with you.
You sent it to me again. I know I signed up for one club. I don't know how many, because I have a couple. So I don't know.
Okay, then.
Send it to me one
Yeah,
more
yeah.
time just to make
I
sure.
can check if you need me to check.
Yeah, please, to make sure. I think I responded to something, so I'm not.
I believe our committee, you put our committee down.
You guys are confirmed?
Yeah.
Yes. So that's one thing. If you guys want to volunteer for that event, I don't have many positions, but there is a few that went up on Eventbrite as of yesterday, I believe. So feel free to check our Eventbrite and sign up if you guys need volunteer hours. And we also have a 5K taking place Saturday, December 10th. Well, it's no longer that one, but it's a holiday run, yeah. So it's a holiday run 5K. If you guys want to volunteer, that opportunity is not out yet. But there will be volunteer opportunities. So feel free to, stay up to date with our Eventbrite. If you guys do want to register and support a veterans cause, feel free to sign up. Registration is open for that.
Any more announcements? Boring.
Yeah, yeah.
Part of announcements, please keep in mind your absences on the committee. Remember, Ms. 3, you're out. Everyone got it? Same with events, you have to go to 50% plus 1. And we lowered our events, so you don't complain that we have too many events. All right, do you have a motion to adjourn?
Move it.
Second?
Aye.
All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Seeing none, the meeting is adjourned at 8:14 p.m.
You can go ahead.
All right, good evening. It is 8:39. I'm not working pants, somebody gave me. Thank you. 8:39.
Want to reconsider?
We're calling the meeting to order of the Neighborhood Improvement Committee. Madam Secretary, you can please call the roll.
Felicia Salazar is excused. Helen Rodan, Isabella Corzo present. Javier Ley Soto,
Present.
Jesus Mendoza,
Present.
John Estrella,
Present.
Juan Estrada,
Present.
Mario Pineda,
Present.
Rudy Gillard.
Present. All right,
Mr. Chairman, we have quorum.
thank you. We will proceed to item number 3, order of business, deferrals, addition, deletions.
I would like to add an item.
Do you?
Yes. So new business B, culinary bike tour West Side.
Okay. Anyone else? All right, all in favor, say aye. Against? No, the ayes have it. Okay, we'll move on to item number 4, public comments. Anyone from the public would like to speak? Seeing none. Move forward to item number 5, approval of minutes. So you have here August. And May.
These aren't really minutes on
Right,
those, they're more
just
just
for
the
the
record,
record,
so you guys
right,
don't have
just
to
bring up the
approve them.
That's fine. We'll move on. No, we have those, we should have them. Yeah. I think also-
Do you have the minutes?
Yeah, she has. Absolutely. John. All right, so we'll move forward since we have no minutes to approve. Item number 6, staff updates.
Last month, we talked about the beautification project, so the form is now live. And we're working on creating a flyer to share with you all, so you guys can spread the word if you'd like to.
Awesome. So it is live. Will you mind sending the link?
I'll send it to
so
you
that-
guys right now.
So that way we can distribute it to friends and family.
Quick question, is there going to be any social media posts on the beautification?
Yes,
So on that basis, the amount is different than what we had voted on because we have the same budget as last year. So I think we
we
had
haven't
said,
gone, so it's live, but we haven't shared the information through our socials or like through a press release, so if you guys want to edit that, we can.
What was the amount?
You guys had agreed to $1,000 gift card.
was it 1,000 the prior year or was it 5?
You guys didn't do it the prior, so I'm not sure. I don't think you did.
And then we have a line item for that?
I think we left it as is though.
Does our budget have a line item for that?
Let me check. What I'll do is I'll send you guys the budget anyway, so you know what you're starting.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have to give me a moment, so if you wanna continue.
No, no worries. Okay, we'll move on to new business, community bike rate. So for those new members, so basically the Neighborhood Improvement Committee for some years now has put together a community bike ride. And one of the main things is, promote mobility in the town and also just, a healthier life. So we've been very successful. We're actually very successful right before the pandemic, like a lot of the events, in the town. And when the pandemic, of course, came through and kind of, took a little dip. So now we're trying to bring them back up. They're typically start in November and they go for about 4 or 5 months. So we go November, December, January, February, and April. It's typically the last month. They're the cooler months of the year because they're typically around 9, 8 o'clock in the morning. So it's very hard to have those kind of bike rides, in the middle of August or June or something like that. So right around this month, we typically what we do is last season, or last year, I believe, we started already kind of theming every bike ride. So we want to change it around, because if not, look, once you do the same thing and you don't change it, you don't make it different. People will be like, just another bike ride. So we started putting themes associated with the bike ride. And also with those themes, then we change the locations as well. Historically, we will come out of Picnic Park West, which is now Veterans Park. So we say, hey, look, let's change it around a little bit. So now, we will come out of Youth Park. We came out of Town Hall, which one of them? Did we ever do Main Street?
too.
Royal Oaks Park, we did one time. And did we get, no, at American House, we never. Well, that's
Veterans Park.
Veterans Park, right, Veterans Park, right. Did we ever get a chance to do, I was gonna say food and wine,
March was, I think, or last April was, I think, that was.
yes.
Additional.
Yes, we did come out of the farmer's market.
Farmers market.
Right, so it was good back in the days when we came out of Veterans Park, because a farmer's market was there. So then it was good for business too, because we left, right, we came back about an hour or so, and then, we utilized those stations and buy drinks and buy food. So that's pretty much in a nutshell, right? So now we pick the themes, we pick the locations, and we pick the dates, pretty much. Yes.
Can we add this year, just to make it a little more adventurous or appealing to the committee? Can we add a location, a morning restaurant, either in the morning or, the lead location or the end location to, promote also some of these morning breakfast restaurants? I don't know if we can do that.
We sure can. I know the one shopping center we never left, and I don't know, maybe it's logistic wise, it's our Royal Oaks Shopping Center. We've never left out of there.
On a Saturday, you can leave out of there, or
Because I know traffic there, it's a nightmare.
Yeah, but it's not, on a Saturday morning, you don't have that much traffic there. You could easily park the cars there, have, do a bike ride, eat at Mayor's, that could be one option.
So what are the breakfast locations to begin?
We have Mayor's, we have NQC.
So that's Royal Oaks.
Yeah, Latin America.
What is this one called? Where's the QC, the
NQC.
NQC called?
NQC.
Where's that shop? What's that shop?
That's, Mills, no.
The name of it.
What's that shopping center?
I know where it's at.
The one that we went, that,
NQC, right by.
Right next to the gas
station.
Gas
It used to be
station.
the
Police
Happy
station
Shop.
is?
Lake
It
Capital.
used to be the farm store. I think it's Lake, and they converted it into
Lake
this
Capital
like
Shopping Center?
drive-through
I haven't
coffee
been living
place.
in that long.
It has a deck.
It's on
That's
the, it's on
fine.
the.
It's Lake Capital.
Yeah, it's good.
It's good, it's good coffee,
Traffic.
but it's.
But see,
very
to
good.
me, that's a great location to leave from in the morning, for, you
They
get-
have that deck, we can like hang out,
Yeah.
talk a little bit.
and even to end there, it's even.
Well, and starting wherever we start, we have to plan, right? Because unfortunately,
Yeah.
what happens is if you end elsewhere, then not everybody's gonna stay there to have breakfast. Some people are just gonna get up in their car and go. So typically wherever we start, we have to start in the shopping center somewhere where it has a breakfast. About 5 or 6 miles. Give or take.
Also do a start stop
What
over
other?
the Lake Patricia. Over by your house.
Big bakery.
Yeah.
So Lake Patricia.
And then that one, yeah. And they're celebrating their 50th anniversary this year, so.
There's nothing for breakfast in the, where Dr. Limon is and all that. Just very
Yes,
holiday
yes.
bakery.
No, yes.
The
Holiday
Holiday
Bakery.
Bakery,
And
yeah.
the one at the end, I can't remember, Gauchos.
Gauchos.
They have
Gauchos
breakfast.
is the best, Gauchos.
So that's, what do you call that shopping center?
For breakfast?
Cypress.
Cypress.
And that has pretty much a lot of space for.
Oh, yeah, that's plenty. That has always, like, anytime they help, even, but, or.
Oh,
closer to
we could
Mount-
even do town hall, you could do Sergio's is there for breakfast.
Sergio's has breakfast?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have croquetas
Yeah,
and coffee.
croquetas, yeah.
Well, since, I would say November, is Thanksgiving, so I guess, that would fit right in to start at a location with a restaurant. So I would jump in right onto that. So what do you guys, would prefer with regards to shopping center?
I say we go with, my opinion, would be NQC to start with.
So the one thing I know that we've never done, right, we've done NQC before. We've never done Lake Patricia, but we did it on the culinary bike. We've done Lake Cat, what is Lake Catherine again? With NQC. Okay.
We never
but
done Latin
done-
America, like the west side either.
We haven't done, right. We have not, that's one thing, right, and
Yeah,
we haven't done Royal Oaks, Shopping Center.
We could start off there, yeah. Start off on Mayors, and then the only thing, you only have Mayors there, and for breakfast.
Right, you know what?
I don't know if Cancun has like a brunch.
I think Cyprus would probably be a better choice.
Cyprus,
because they have
that's
two-
two,
They have two
yeah.
choices. Yeah, they have two choices. And
And
Starbucks, yeah.
Starbucks, and then it's easier, it's in and out kind of breakfast, not McDonald's. Yeah, McDonald's.
You're right,
Yeah.
you're right. Okay.
Oh, the planters, adult happy meal. That you can never get.
So we start off in November.
Yes.
So what's gonna be the theme first?
I would say giving thanks, I don't know, fall, it's a fall. thing.
Or we should just fall off the bike?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, keep the recommendations coming. What else is in November? Somebody Google really quick, any eventful? There's like 1,000 holidays in every month, so.
Turkey bike,
It
right?
could be a burn your turkey off.
What is it, burn your, what you
What
said?
day, what day are we
Burn the
doing it
turkey
at?
off, like
Burn,
the
oh, got
calories.
it,
Yeah,
burn
burn
the
your
turkey down,
calories.
okay.
Veterans Day in November.
That's right.
Yeah, we have
Veterans
Veterans Day.
Day,
So that's
we
it?
have the parade.
Yeah, veterans,
Yeah,
yeah, veteran, that should be better, yeah,
Yeah.
veterans.
And we can work with the Veterans Committee.
Yep.
We bring
Yep.
them on.
What day are we doing that one?
Veterans Day is on the 11th.
Yeah.
Correct.
So, yeah, let me,
And the parade is on what day? 11, on the
What day's the
12,
parade?
or the 13th?
The Veterans Parade,
Yeah.
are you guys are trying to, the dates, you're
Friday
gonna have
the
to
13th.
check, I have to reconfirm them for you because we have a bunch of activities.
No, the parade itself.
Sunday, November 6th. But I'm saying if you're looking at
November
dates, I
6th
need to go off
is
of my
the
calendar.
Huh?
The parade is on November 6th.
Yeah.
So the week before the Veterans Day weekend.
The 5th?
when is it, when?
No, the 6th is the week
The
before November.
Veterans
Veterans
Day
Day
is
is
the
on the
11th.
12th.
Veterans Day is the
11th.
11th, but the
It's
parade is
Friday.
on the
You know what
6th.
I mean?
It's on the 12th. Is there anything on the 12th?
With all the activities before, we could do it after.
The 12th, is looking appealing.
Yeah, but do they have like early voting? Because,
No, voting's on.
Voting.
Yeah,
was
but
on
we're
the
not gonna
8th.
go to any of the
November
voting
8th.
sites too.
we're not leaving from the
Voting sites, so it doesn't matter.
No, but November,
November
if we're
8th
if we're
is
going
it.
on the 12th, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
I think the
November 12th in the morning or at night?
It's in the
No.
morning.
Morning.
Let's go. The good?
Right, Joe?
Three in the morning. Bike ride.
Yeah, this one, because that's another, we make like night rides. So like, for example, probably the December one will be.
Of course.
Christmas tour night.
It's related,
Do
right.
that.
Speaking of the police, we got the email from the police that no
Yeah,
golf
yeah.
carts will be allowed on the bike roads.
That's fine with me.
So November 12th?
Okay,
Is
at
everybody
what
agree with
time? I'm gonna
8
reconfirm.
AM.
By the way, you need to give me a day or two to reconfirm dates. and
Yeah,
make
of
sure
course,
that
of
we're
course.
fine.
No, no, we'll
November
run all the
12th.
dates, you write them down, then you get back to us if
Yeah,
those
yeah.
dates are good or not.
Um,
Because typically what happens if they're in conflict with, any other events from the town, and of course,
8
we'd rather not have it, that day. So November 12th at 8 AM, all the bike
Bike
rides?
ride starts at 8 AM?
Yes, yes.
Leaving from the Cypress.
So check-in 7:30, bike
Yes.
ride at 8 AM.
Are we gonna put the bill for like small bites?
So what?
Are we gonna put the bill for like the small bites or everyone does their own? If we're doing breakfast.
No, everybody does their own.
Everybody does
No,
their own.
everybody does their own. Yeah, everybody. Yeah, this is more like, okay, we finished, the bike ride, let's go have
Got it,
breakfast.
got it, got
Yeah. But if you want to pay for my breakfast, I'm okay with that.
Okay.
It's a
so
family of
from-
four.
I got you.
Well, my little one, he's like 4 by himself.
That's fine. I got you. I'll put that in the
We're not going to the
minutes
French
too.
bakery.
Awesome. Yeah.
The French vanilla?
No, the one that's
My
on.
friend Shaker makes sure.
Oh, that one's bougie.
Alright, so
You know what
November,
another
Veterans
problem, now
Day.
that you said that, the French vanilla,
French
the,
vanilla is really good.
where the Boy Tropical
Yeah.
Plaza is.
Casavana and French
Casavana,
vanilla. And the birthday. I had it on my list of places to suggest.
That's another.
There's an issue with that shopping center, logistic and traffic lights. That's why we've never, no.
No, the one.
Yeah, to
for
getting out of
April.
there, getting out of there.
You have to cross the bridge. and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
that's the reason why we've never done that one.
And parking is horrible there.
So, it doesn't mean, I mean, we can give it a shot, I don't mind, we've never done it.
We'll be stuck in traffic for the Puerto Rico.
Well, not at that time.
No,
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 we don't do it for
Saturday.
lunchtime, we're good.
Yeah, it always ends up.
For dinner, I wouldn't go near that shopping center.
All right, so December,
What, and so you're saying that one or Cypress Village?
No, Cypress
Cypress
Village.
Village.
So November, so it'll be November 12th,
12
right?
at 8 a.m.
November 12th,
Cypress
8
Village.
AM,
and the theme is
Cypress
veterans.
Village, and the theme will be veterans.
Yeah.
Okay, so December, definitely a holiday one, with a theme.
Are we doing that night one?
Yes.
Should be. Real lights.
17th. 17th, they have to last day of classes. From the CPS classes.
So no one's gonna go.
Huh?
Or we get out of town that day.
Well,
No,
that's
they
just
won't do
you.
that, they won't do that.
No, Mario said he's not gonna go, so we should.
Yeah.
do another 17th.
No, I'll be.
Yeah, anything after that, then in the yes, we're not gonna. All right, so 12-17,
This year. kicks off.
Got it.
Yeah.
And the
17 at
theme
what
is,
time?
that will be at 6, yeah.
and the
Yes.
theme is lights, light it up.
Holiday.
Holiday.
Just do general
6
holiday.
PM starts the bike ride.
Yes.
What
so-
neighborhoods have the best decoration?
The what?
What neighborhoods have the best decoration?
Last year, we did the east
It's
side.
no, like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
don't, you can't go wrong with that either.
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe
We don't have
David
we don't
said-
have any kind of contest for Christmas lights for home that we could kind of do
We could
Holiday
have
lights.
it,
Holiday.
holiday nights, that we could kind of do like a drive-by and then go and.
we mean for, no, that we don't have. But we could have a contest for the best lit bike. Decorative bike.
Okay,
So we're
where,
December 17th, holiday theme, 6 PM.
where we're leaving,
Where we are.
that's a night, so.
You gotta get some-
Yeah.
you gotta get some.
Yeah, we better town hall. We better town hall because, Main
Because we
Street
can
we
go
lit
out.
up.
Like they do, like we do always. is
Yeah,
go
no,
out.
they'll go through the back. They'll go through
Yeah,
the back.
we'll go through the back, go out west, come back around, finish Loch Lomond, then come back here.
So
And then
town
we go
hall.
to 8. Tell us.
You already have that.
I love this
Okay,
one.
so we got December 17th, 6 PM.
Uh-huh.
The party at a town hall, and the theme is holiday. Okay. Now let's go
Holiday
with
spirit.
January.
Are we doing anything for the best decorated bike?
Yes,
Yes, we haven't figured it out, but there's a price.
Can you just do like a $50 gift card company?
Yeah, we could try to get a sponsor.
that'd be a great idea, Mario.
Mopar?
That's why we find one.
Mopar?
Thank you. There is, now that I said that there's a new bike, I don't know, maybe you guys know, there's a new bike ride shop. It's not, that is really close, I think is, I don't know if it's BSN
There's the
or
one that's on
67th
57
Avenue.
behind. Like
Can you
that
send me
DJ. The guy
the,
came out that one.
But that guy,
Electric
that one,
bike
is that?
people?
Yeah, he's back there behind.
Yeah,
me.
the hope is that we have one.
Yeah, if you
I
send me
know
their
we
info,
mentioned
maybe
to
they
us.
want to do like
You want to
a,
get him?
gift certificate and they, want to get involved. In fact, Rudy, do you want to?
Yes, I got it right here. You ready, Mario? Here's the number, man, I'm good. 305 926
926
9330.
9330.
Yep, his name is John.
Question, do you want to invite the electric bike people, and scooters, to all these? events?
Yes.
I would love that.
So just send it, once we have those dates approved, you can send them
An invite.
an invite.
Yeah. I have
And perhaps you would like to be a sponsor.
Yeah, maybe, that makes it too easy for you. So, yeah, give him a call, I think he'll be.
Who's
super,
John
super
from,
happy.
who's John from?
Yeah.
John is the bike store?
Yes.
Yeah, he has a bike store. I think it's on 57.
I'll check
He had
it
the
out.
BJ's there
I have it right here.
back there. He had told us about it. He had come to one of the bike rides.
The address is 5911 Northwest 173rd Drive.
5911?
Northwest,
Mm-hmm.
173 Drive. Family 33015.
Okay.
Also known as this is back here. Yeah, it's right there.
Oh, that's pretty good. Alright. So January, did we Google January to see what's going on in January? Three Kings.
Yes,
Right,
so-
right there.
Martin Luther King.
You know,
I'm okay. That's it.
the new year.
The new year, yeah. What else is in January? That's it?
It's January month.
National Buffet Day.
It's a draw dinosaur
Don't
day.
put your trainers away.
Isn't the Super Bowl again?
Yeah. it is.
National
No,
Drinking
February.
Straw Day.
Yeah.
National Spaghetti Day. Vinagre de that. Wow.
It's soup month.
National Bean Day.
It's all like food.
Tempura Day.
Elvis Presley's birthday. But it,
So, but it's January Black History Month?
No, that's February.
It's February, right?
Yeah, it's February.
Okay.
National Science Fiction Day,
The what?
Trivia Day,
No.
Bubble Bath Day.
Let's keep it PG.
We could on a boat bath.
It's called Bubble Day.
Oh my God, there's so many. Like every day, like 4 holidays.
They would do one year, I'll be sweater.
Appreciated Dragon Day, January 16th.
Years one appreciation.
Or we could do Super
There's a
Bowl.
January National Popcorn Day, January 19th.
And Super Bowl.
The only one I can really think of is Hot Day, which is January 15th.
There's a
We all
Ja-
wear
What is
tuxes
it?
There's a
and
National Hugging Day on January 21st.
On the 15th, what do you have? National
Hot
Strawberry.
Day, no, National Hot Day.
Yes.
So you just
That's a
wear-
good one. I
Wear
like
a
that.
tacky hat.
Yeah, I think we could do that. Yeah.
What
we'll
day?
go by night, but that-
Anything you say.
National
good, that's a
That's
good one.
the-
Is that a,
That's
is
the
that a,
You wanna do it on?
But that's-
I'm okay.
No,
That's
I'm
not a
not-
Sunday.
yeah. But we could do the 14th.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, we get.
that's a, just your pet day.
Rest of the day.
It'd be the 14th.
It'll be the 14th, yeah.
Wait, this is 2022. That's a 2023. Hold on.
Right.
that's
A lot of
July.
people-
No, I'm looking at 2023, guy.
A lot of people.
I'm looking at the-
To town until the 8th.
No, the 14th is fine.
School starts in the 9th. I'll be back until the 15th.
Yeah, but we're talking about the 14th.
No, I think that
It's the
14th is fine.
weekend. like,
Whenever it's the 14th to 21st.
And what, you're gonna be so tired, you're not gonna be able to ride a bike?
Yeah, the 21st is National Hugging Day.
As long as I want to look at my backyard, make sure.
You will look at it on Monday, when you get back,
Just come back a little early, man.
January 14th. Okay, so I think what, we're going with a hat?
Let's go with the hat.
That's all
What
right.
else we got?
So,
So 14th.
And we're doing from
Isabel's will have her fascinating.
so wacky hat?
Wacky Hat, NQC.
8 a.m.
Yes.
NPC. Done.
So that, what is shopping center?
Hey, Catherine.
Reads very much for that.
Okay, so we got 3, 2 to go, February.
That one, the January one is a what, morning or?
Morning, 8 AM,
Either 11 or
7:30.
What, the
Maybe do
December
the
one
11th.
makes for more?
Every 11.
December
Hall.
Town Hall. That's a night one.
Valentine's Day.
Yeah, I think for sure, yeah.
President's Day.
Love.
President's Day weekend.
So peace and love,
Friday weekend. There's no school.
peace and love.
Peace and love. What
Oh, you wanna
day?
do that for-
Do you wanna do the 11th? That's the day before
11th,
the
yes.
Super Bowl?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do
Where's
11.
the Super Bowl?
We should do peace, love, and football.
I love that.
Let's do sports. Sports and love.
I feel like there's a creative way to blend
I
together.
think peace, yeah, peace,
Peace, love, and
peace,
football.
love and
Love and
football.
football. I like
Peace, love
it.
and sports.
Can't have sports and peace.
That's cool.
It's competition. There's no peace.
But
I
there's
got
still
it.
peace.
I got it. We do it Rihanna themed.
Oh, did you say Brianna?
Rihanna,
Rihanna, like the singer?
yes.
Cause she's the
She's
halftime
the
show.
halftime show. So she's like awesome, but the people that don't like.
Isabella?
sports-
No.
But we can wear like glitter stuff.
No, Isabella, no.
would love to wear.
No, but not in public, not in public, no.
Okay.
So sport theme, I guess, yeah, because it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, the
It's got
Super
Super
Bowl.
Bowl and pink
Yeah.
I think,
It's
okay.
in Arizona.
I know, because I Googled it all thinking. it was
And
Taylor
then
Swift.
where do you wanna do from that one?
I'll tell you, that one we can depart from Royal Oaks. You got the sports bar there, right?
The sports grill.
Yeah. Hey, is that-
No, actually, they have some kind of brunch thing. I'll find out.
Do they have games on that side?
What time
On
is that?
Saturday?
College
Saturday
games.
morning?
No,
They don't start till noon.
The season's over.
There's nothing. There's nothing.
Oh, yeah,
There's
yeah.
nothing.
I mean, we could just drink beer.
first year east.
Wait, but November, what did we say?
Cypress Village.
We're watching the game. We're just gonna.
NQC.
Yeah, we gotta
Back
go.
to back.
Yeah,
We have to go west.
February's
evening or morning? Let's do Veterans Park.
They open at 11 a.m. on Saturday.
Are we doing the morning though, or?
Morning.
We're fresh. 11 a.m. on Saturday.
Oh, they open? Yeah. That was good. So in this case, let's just go Veterans Park or Royal Oaks Park.
This is one for February.
Yes.
We're talking
We
February?
could do Veterans Park and do Latin America.
What is this?
There's enough space back there to do,
We can do Latin America.
You know,
We can do Latin America, yeah. That little corner back there.
of course, good. And if you
Yep.
want, you could go to Einstein's.
We got Burger
Yeah.
King there, Einstein, and
We
yeah.
have, okay, so
What do you
we
call it,
have-
shopping center?
That's Windmill? No?
No, but we have.
No,
What's
we
that
have
shopping
the
center?
oil.
We're
So we have other potential locations. We have the Mayor's Cafe area, the Big Bakery area,
Park Center Shops.
Casavana
That's what it's
area.
called? Park Center Shops.
Park Center, CENTRE Shops.
Yeah, so
Our
we,
news is right here,
so we'll do Latin America because we have enough parking back there and you can, you know.
I think that's a good location. Yeah, I think that's a good location.
What's the?
You got Burger King there too.
What's the theme of that?
Sports. That's February 11th.
Sports.
They have the
So
Akai guy at the Veterans Park there.
everyone wears their favorite shirt.
No, we can, back there, we can literally right next on the southwest corner of the Latin America, there's that big space.
Big space there.
Yeah, it's never utilized, so I think that's a good one. All right, March, what do we got in March? Did you get that one,
February 11th.
February, we say
February
11.
11th at 8 AM.
We have St. Patrick's Day. That's on a Friday.
That it
Oh,
is,
where we?
The
What
18th.
time does the Friday?
8 AM, the right is 8 AM.
And-
Friday is the 17th.
And ends that with?
Yeah.
What
from
time
the
we
18th
usually
to
end by?
Saturday.
An hour and a half. Give or take.
So keep the party going to the next morning.
And just,
Yeah.
there's no beer at that.
We also have Pi Day that week.
What do we have?
Pi Day.
3.14.
Let's see. It's an exciting week. Wow. Yeah, the 18th is the day after taking St. Patty's Day. So we could make it Pi Day.
You guys okay with,
Yes. Can we have a brunch?
There's no Irish restaurants here, right?
No.
The closest one I can think of is the park.
Yeah, they use that.
Or we're gonna do it.
Wait,
we're
wait,
gonna do
but
an evening.
Why don't we go, yeah, an evening for that one?
Yeah,
Yeah,
do an
for sure.
evening. Harrison?
So we
That's
six-
close enough.
6 p.m.
I might have to do that. But where we
I
can't
like
leave
that
from,
place.
we can't leave, we'd have to leave from town hall.
Yeah, that's fine. I think so. And we walk over
Where's,
to
which one is
Garrison.
it?
That place with the pool table,
Harrison.
but they have a terrible common.
Comedy.
Yeah.
I
You see
take
terrible
you, I'm taking you visited.
And that's a funny comedy.
Because there's nothing really else to. We could do, you know, at that time it would be too packed on Saturday. The one Dixie Pond, that would be too packed. There's
I don't know.
Outback-
Where is it?
There's Outback there, there's Anthony's. We do town hall again, what do we, where else, when are we looking at town hall again?
We are doing December out of town hall.
I would choose another location.
So we have mayor.
What can we do at night?
nighttime.
We can do Royal Oaks, in February instead of doing it like, well, but no, that's good.
There's nothing.
Or we can do Main Street. I mean, we're not,
Who is there, why don't we switch it? Why don't we do when we're leaving out of town hall, we switch it to Main Street? When we're leaving in the morning, right, we said?
That's the
No,
holiday
that's-
spirit.
That's afternoon.
That's a neat night.
That's
Oh,
an
it's a
evening
night,
one.
I mean, we could do Main Street in the morning and, you know, combine everything there because you have the market.
But for what, for March?
February. For March, right? No, where are we on March? March.
Yeah.
We're on March.
but that means that we haven't gone to the west side, I mean, to the west side.
Well, we only went to West End once.
Right.
Yeah, there's not a lot of locations out for West End. If you're gonna stick to the west side, I would say Veterans Park. Just
So switch, January 14.
Veterans Park?
West side.
January 14.
No, March 18th. January 14 is in the morning. That's NQC.
Well, we're doing Veterans Park on the first ride.
Mhm.
No, we're not.
Cypress
Yeah,
Village.
well, we're doing
yeah,
Cypress
Cypress.
Village. It's
Cypress.
just Veterans Day.
Veterans,
Town
yeah,
Hall,
Veterans.
NQC, Park Center Shops.
Well, we don't. What other location can we depart? Yeah, Main Street will probably be the location.
If we're at night.
That's what I'm saying. No, I'm saying within the area, like this,
Oh,
you
yeah.
get out of here, yeah, you get out of
Yeah.
here will probably be the best choice. Even logistic-wise for the police department to get around that route.
So what did it say?
Town hall
Town hall
or Main Street.
or
That's right.
night or morning?
Night.
Because we already did,
Has to be town hall. Because You can't park
Nighttime,
on, you
yeah.
can't park on Main Street on Saturday. There's barely places you can park on Saturday night.
alright, so
Town hall.
The only other one is where the Dr. Limon is. You could maybe do it there at night.
Well, we already have it.
but we already have it. Or NQC at night, because it has no, you know,
But there's nothing.
there's nothing there. They haven't put anything in that,
How about Royal Oak Shopping Center? We have, there you
at
have,
night you can't do anything, you're crazy. On Saturday, you have Outback, you have Anthony's, you have, that place is packed.
The pool.
The pool, yeah.
that would have been a great departing location with everything they have there in St. Patrick. People would definitely make plans to
Yes,
stay there.
but I don't know where we can park, I mean,
Behind, we can depart behind, there's a lot of space right behind it,
Behind where?
behind the shopping center. On the
oh,
so
you know
shopping
where you
centers
can.
like this, no, you can literally do it, if you're going towards Royal Oaks, right? The Chase is here, so you're exiting west,
Actually.
behind the
we
shopping
could
center.
depart from Bob Graham.
No, no, not even. We could depart from the Bank of America. I mean, the Bank of America is pretty empty. And there's plenty of parking there between the bank, on that side, you don't
No,
hardly
you,
get.
you still get, you don't get that much park, but you have a lot of, I mean, the thing is, I'm afraid if you have it at night, you're gonna get a lot of cars and you're gonna get a lot of parking with the bikes. I mean, some people might come, I don't know, I mean, we could use Bob Graham, or we could use, that little area between,
The grass.
no, where those businesses are, those business offices are. The people that
Across?
they usually cross over to,
Populares?
no, on the other side.
Like side street avenue.
So that's
Like,
82nd.
companies like attorneys.
On, where the fire station is.
No, so you come out of the Winn-Dixie, make a right and then make a quick left.
Oh, right there on the left, yes. Little small business, yes.
Yeah, we could use that.
Little strip.
With a nice little strip, we could do that, but
I mean, there's no parking there.
There's nothing to do this.
there's no one, there you can park it there, but.
I think the
It's right in the middle.
I'd rather particularly for them.
I think the Bank of America is good, man. Right there, that's in Johnson.
Bank of America has tops. 10 parking spaces.
Well, between the Bank of America, you don't think?
Do we
No
normally
way,
ask
bro.
for permission to use these lots?
Rudy doesn't ask. He's rude.
No, what I'm saying is maybe we could
Look,
tentatively
if
when
you
Bank
think
of
about it, if you
America
think
think about it. and then maybe-
Bob Graham is right there, Bob Graham is right there, we ride from Bob Graham,
We could do both. Yeah.
Bob Graham would be the easiest one.
But I don't know if we're gonna be able to park there.
We talked about you parking Bob Graham. There's enough parking, I don't know.
No,
Well, the parking lots are, you'll have to park on the drop off there.
It would have to be,
No, we would have to get permission to park, to let the parking lot open to park. That's all.
No, I'm sure there's spaces on the, what do you call that?
On the grass, on the grass there.
Not on the grass, but what do you call
No,
the,
on the drop off.
on the drop off, what do you call it?
I think you guys are gonna put
The loop,
the
Around the bottom, yeah,
the loop.
Yeah, the loop.
But there's a lot of grass
keep it
space,
going.
why can't we just use the grass space?
Because you're not allowed to park in the grounds.
Why are we not allowed? Can we make an exception?
You are allowed to park. Not up to 12, but you are allowed to park in the swell. Unless they change that in the past few months, you are allowed to park in the swell. Yes, it's just not after 12 minutes.
I mean, if you really look at it, let's see here.
No, listen, I think town hall will probably be an issue.
We'll do it twice. It's okay.
Okay, April.
I'll do.
You got a bike ride and nobody shows up.
The what? April Fools, yeah.
How long have you been waiting?
You have a
to say
bike ride and
that?
nobody shows up.
The whole, he's been thinking about this since November, we were talking.
All right, so.
We can't do the 8th because that's Passover.
15.
Technically, you know who has a huge parking lot is the Banco Popular ese.
They do have.
The 22nd is Earth Day.
True. It is Earth Day. You sure can.
Promote vitality and,
Yeah, so you guys want to do Earth Day? Yeah,
I like it.
that's good. I know last year we had
Yeah.
flower power.
Earth Day.
Excuse me, thank you.
And we do an AM
So,
on the west
yes.
side, and I would say Royal Oaks Park. Earth Day, it's sports outdoors. We can go over by the My Glow sidewalk.
I was about to say, because there's nothing, but we do definitely, yeah, we do definitely want to do. All right,
Yeah, we
so
can
we
go up
have
there, come back down 82nd Avenue.
the 22nd. Earth Day. And it will be at 8 AM.
Okay, then it doesn't matter.
It's not gonna be- Yep.
And you're leaving out of Royal Oak,
Royal Oaks Park. Yes, sir.
so there's no
There's no football, there's nothing going
there's no food for that. So kind of bringing up food.
Okay.
on.
Get food trucks.
We'll recap. Let me know if we're on the same page. November 12th, the theme, November 12th at 8 AM out of Cypress Village Shopping Center, Veterans. December 17 at 6 PM, the party at a town hall. It's a holiday theme, and we're gonna do $50 for best decor bike. January 14, it'll be a wacky half day, 8 a.m. departing out of Lake Catherine Shopping Center. February 11th at 8 a.m. Departing out of Park Center Shops. And that will be sport theme, March 18th at 6 p.m. Departing out of Town Hall, it will be St. Patty's theme. And the last one, April 22nd at 8 a.m. Departing out of Royal Oaks Park, and it will be Earth Day theme. Okay, so I motion for those date, times, locations, and themes.
Second. Are we gonna do an Eventbrite problems? Yeah.
All right, any additional discussion?
But also, it's just a discussion, it's just reminding, especially with the new members, what we just always ask is at least for one of the committee members to help, or one or a couple of them to registration, is getting there earlier, helping out Aisle and other staff that might be there to help out to set up. Also making sure that we coordinate with, once we get the dates approved with Bike 305. Make sure that they get out there.
present.
And the electric bike people too.
I have a quick question for you guys. Are you guys planning? I know that for the last bike rides, you guys wanted us to lend out, we have some bikes in the trailer. Is that the plan for this
Yes,
as well?
yes. For every bike ride, for the
They should
most
have
part, the trailer should be there with
Okay.
15 bikes, I believe is what we have.
So I'll make sure that we bring it out. Obviously, if the locations allow us to, that's a different story. But if that's the case, just keep in mind that we also need a committee member to also assist with,
With the bike.
rounding up the bikes at the end as
Afterwards.
well.
Okay.
None of these bike rides are fundraisers.
Do we want
I
to
think he wants to
commit
take
to
on-
the dates and have like us commit to what date we want to stop?
I think we need to get the dates approved first.
Before that, that's
Okay.
a point.
Great.
Why don't we do something, because no matter what, it does have a point, yeah, because, November already has it. So, I'll be there, I'll commit to the November one. Let me see the date. Sure.
November, what is it?
Well,
Yeah, I'll be there.
yes.
Yeah, it's just a-
You want to ask me why? I got two.
That's what I was actually
That's
thinking.
why you have an assistant coach.
In the morning, in the morning?
No, so I cannot do, but I can do, so who can do November?
I think,
I
oh,
can.
nice.
Okay, so Juan does November?
This is public registration.
Yes.
Yeah.
You just let me know where to be in.
So one would take November. I mean, it doesn't have to be one person, any committee member that shows up and wants to
You
help.
know,
You can do
just
that,
want
right?
to at
Well,
least
we have
commit-
But at
one
least to have
person.
one, right, one that we're gonna,
And
and if for some reason you cannot make it, please let Iowa
I'll
know.
do that.
Right, so that way, you never know, you know?
You never know, life
Yeah,
happens.
yeah, no, I would, but things can happen.
He's gonna hold himself up in his house until that November 12th.
Yeah, right.
That's right. No,
It'd be so eager to get out.
All right, for December, I can do December.
Or you wanna do those scheduling now for everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah,
If
I
we
think we-
can.
we might as well, because this is gonna happen, regardless of what day they move it around, then we just, we'll do that date. So Rudy will take December.
I can take January.
I'll do it.
One's fast enough.
No,
I
he,
said it.
Jesus wanted,
I
he
said it.
wanted, he said.
Oh, you can have January. Yeah,
Okay,
so
so
this
Susan
is-
has January, you wanna take February?
For now, yes.
So that's December.
Depends on whether or not she gets tickets to the Super Bowl,
Right.
to go see.
Yeah, just it really depends on that.
Okay, is there, may I have one of those water bottles, please?
Give me a hand sanitizer.
So we're missing March and
I don't know how long
April.
I've been there.
March is the night one?
March is a night one.
I'll take one.
And April.
So Mario, March,
Mhm.
I think Javier wanted to take it.
That's probably gonna be a no. Not for April. I would have taken March. I'll definitely jump in on a bunch of these other dates.
So April,
So we're just missing April, it's 22nd, Earth Day.
to be determined,
We'll have more board members. by then.
TBA, yep,
Board committee
that's what I'm
members.
talking about.
Okay.
Voluntold.
Okay,
Okay.
so all in favor?
Aye.
Alright. All against? All right, you guys have it. So just let us know on file. And I guess reach out to the police department for the routes.
Yeah.
Preferably, I like to, if possible, and they already have them, so it's a fairly easy task, I should think. If we can, since we already have all the dates, at least the dates and the times, so one request I do have is if we can put it on the paper, and advertise it already. A lot of times, which people are saying, oh, look, I couldn't make it to the November one, but if I would have known, down the line when you have the September one, whatever, maybe February, then I would definitely go. So it would be good if we can advertise them in one shot. Community bike rides for the
I'm not
season.
gonna promise anything because again, that's the maker, not us, but I will share the dates.
Okay. Well, it will be similar what they do with the HOA meetings, right? That
Yeah.
they put all the HOA meetings.
But I think
for
they
the
do
entire-
it per month.
Per
So I
month,
don't-
right,
That's
right,
what I'm
right.
saying.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know. Remember that yours spans across like 6 months, so.
Right.
I don't know if they'll do it like that, but I will definitely send the dates. So.
Yeah, let's try. They always have that little extra stats. And we can tell them we can make them a sponsor. If they do it every week, every edition.
No, they usually add. What I'm saying is I don't know if they'll do it in one shot or if they'll just.
Each month is
Each month.
Well, online, I know we can.
Hmm?
I said online, I know we can.
Yeah.
For the town.
We can.
Cool. All right,
If you wanted to go back to your budget really quickly, I sent it to you guys, so you guys have a record of it. But yeah, for the award verification line item, you guys have $750. So you would have to edit that unless you're trying to move funds from your bike rides into that. That would be your alternative.
I'll be there at 7:50.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so we're moving on to item 8B. Mr. Pineda.
So again, I wanted to see if we could do a coloring bike tour again, but on the west side. The idea would be something leaving Veterans Park and then head to the plaza there that has the barbecue place, the Straga.
Park Center shops.
Yeah, Park Center shops. Has Chipotle, that has Latin America, and then oregano, yeah. And then as to.
So what would, then I would rather just leave from that shopping center.
I mean, it
Like we did
would,
this time
yeah,
around.
yeah, I mean, it would be, you couldn't, because you couldn't fit all the parking there. It would be better just to leave from Veterans Park to have parking. Then from there, we could,
Yeah, you're-
we could do a loop around, back and then end up in the Winn-Dixie Plaza where they have Cancun, Anthony's. They have Outback and Sports Grill. I know it's not a lot of bike riding, but I mean, we could.
Papa John's.
Yeah, but it's a lot of food.
But that's providing that they're willing
To, yeah,
to become, right, a vendor that they.
I don't know what you guys think, so. or-
When do you want to do this?
Those are very short bike rides.
Yeah. The other, I thought that by that time, maybe the Burger Fi place would be, and then we could cross over
That's
to
Cypress Village.
Cypress Village. Or start off at somewhere in Cypress Village and then come back this way and then go back. But then, we have to find a location on the other side. My only concern is also too, is if we do the Cypress Village going under the Palmetto,
They don't like to do that.
would they
Most of the
be,
cops like to go through.
we'd have to ask the police if that would be something.
Those are the only two shopping centers in the west.
Those are
right?
only two choppers really on the west side.
I mean, I like the idea of the fact that, we really never get to go on the west side. We're not gonna be exposing too much of the bike ride per se. But we would just have to, spend more time in the shopping center. I mean, yeah, we can throw it out there.
I mean, what instead of biking, what do you think, since it's such a short distance, we do a culinary walk?
I'll pass it down.
It's
Yeah, I'll pass it down.
not a far walk.
Yeah, I'm good, I'm good. I'm good. You have any idea how many people are gonna walk from one park to another? It looks like one of those, it'll probably look like what do you call those people that stand out there with signs and protesters?
Yeah.
And I don't wanna make it either that or election time.
The other idea we could do, thought about is that we could invite food trucks to Veterans Park. So then we can have another variety.
Can we just ride around the circle? So all the-
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea.
We could do like a 5K too, like a do 5K.
So we could.
Oh,
do
around
that.
the circle?
So let's say we depart at 6:00, right? We do that shopping center, the barbecue place with the Latin, then we head over to the Winn-Dixie Shopping Center, and on the way back to Venice Park, the trucks will be there already.
And you could do like a quick cut through Royal Oaks, just get some houses in, and then drive down 82nd.
Correct, and then come back to the park, and at the park, you'll have the trucks already there, because they can show up like 6:30, start setting up. By the time we get back, we could do
It's just convincing the trucks, because a lot of them won't come out unless they.
You know, a minimum. We want a minimum of
Yeah.
people that we can
Because
guarantee
it's.
will show up.
they're
How
not
much
cheap.
do we give them? 500 this time, right?
No, for what?
To the restaurants.
How much do we give this person?
It was up to 500, depending on what they gave and if they turned in an invoice. And also keep in mind that for the next culinary bike ride, that incentive might not be there.
Right.
So
Oh, I know they have
I
to
will
turn
give
in
you guys an
invoice.
update as we get closer to that.
Alright.
How many of them-
them?
Yeah, how many of them turned in an invoice?
I think like 3.
Oh, so.
We can just make sure that they don't run part of it.
I like the west part. I think that's good. I like the fact that the trucks, right, the food trucks, getting them to the park with the park, and that can be the last stop. Definitely a little more bike riding, coming out of that shopping center, going around Royal Oaks, cutting through there. Also the month.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to back it up a little more. Like more like right around this time. I mean, look at the weather. This would have been a beautiful bike ride with this kind of weather. It was very humid, but nothing new, right, that we don't know about. But I would say yes, Mark, I can support that. If you like to, my recommendation will probably be send out an email, let her know, this is what the neighborhood improvement committee recommends, the stops, the distance, the route, and also to run it by
By police?
not by police, the other two committees, correct.
Oh, so
What were they?
Economic development.
Economic and
Cultural.
cultural.
The only thing to keep in mind is, so if you're talking about this time next year, you're talking about a new fiscal year.
No, this time around next year,
Exactly. We're talking about another
October?
fiscal year.
yes,
New fiscal year starts October 1st.
right,
So right now we're in fiscal year 2023. So then
Right.
you'd be talking about fiscal year 2024. So that means you miss the culinary bike tour for fiscal year 2023 at all. I'm just letting you know in
I don't
case
think
there
that
is
would be-
funds for that.
I don't think that would be an issue, yeah. I don't think that would-
Just,
I'd rather have good weather than, yeah, I don't think that should be an issue. But that's a good question, maybe you want to find that out.
no, I mean, that's up to the committee. That's not.
No, I'm saying at the time of the funding part.
No, for sure, it would have to fall under the new fiscal year. Like that's.
Yeah,
I'm
that's a
letting
Yeah,
you
but
know.
we didn't pay for any of this. It was
Oh,
very
it's
new.
weird.
There's
Yeah.
a budget, you didn't, your committee didn't, but it comes out of a
Whose
budget,
No,
right?
budget
but that
did it come
money,
out of?
somebody, right, but there's money allocated for that, that's what I'm saying.
Exactly, but the money allocated, I'm just letting you know,
Has
it
it
come out
changed?
of a new fiscal.
Has
Right,
it
right.
changed?
Was she
Like
for
saying
if
the
you had
next-
anything for this year, you will be using.
So what-
Yeah,
what did we
But
find
has
last
it
year?
changed for the next fiscal year, that line?
I wouldn't know until we get there.
Okay, when do they approve budget?
For the one where
We're
next
still
year,
in-
October,
For 2024.
you
we haven't
wouldn't
even
know
gotten
until
there,
like the last day
Yeah.
of September next year. Yeah, I wouldn't know.
yeah. Okay, I'll send
We'll
her,
cross that bridge when we get there.
but see if we can get it approved and see if we can get those people on board, and then we'll see.
What you do, man.
That's the question, yeah.
Really, really doesn't like that.
I did like, everybody did say, hey, we should have another one when we did the.
Maybe we do one in this, we start maybe thinking about doing one in the spring. Maybe for May.
I mean, an option. And we're still within the same budget, fiscal year.
So I'll send her an email to
March.
see if the culinary and economic.
I would say-
development wants.
And have kind of like.
Because we have to have their
Mini
approval regardless.
So,
Around May.
we call it the taste of the lakes.
You doing it at night?
Ooh.
Call it the taste of the lakes instead of culinary.
Of the west
And
side,
then-
of the west side?
Nah, yeah, I know. I'm with that.
It's the west side. We have wires on the east side. We got to represent the west side.
Oh, there's nothing on the that's the one. On the one, there's nothing that says east or west. All right,
Taste of the lakes.
so yeah, just I like to see, but the worst case scenario, maybe we'll. It's not bike rides in the morning.
I like the idea
It's
of the
not a
food
big deal.
trucks. I think that's cool.
Yeah,
What if we think that they'll have a hard time coming up?
I mean,
no, I don't think so.
If you guys want, if this is a suggestion, you guys can choose to go with it, but, at least the other committees have been working in any morning events, we've been inviting Sanford's Coffee out to come out for, so I think for a bike ride, that would probably be appropriate in the morning.
I like that.
Not for the locations, I'm okay with that for the locations that were not,
Where we
you know,
don't
at
have
breakfast
breakfast,
places.
like town hall. That would be the-
yeah, don't,
Royal Oaks Park,
wherever we could get coffee from some other place, don't
Yeah.
invite them.
right? Yeah,
Is
we're
your
cool with
March,
that.
so both of your town halls are at night, right?
Yeah.
Then no, then disregard.
The-
Okay.
the-
Then
Oh,
Royal
because
Oaks
they're-
Park,
oh, they're
the
right
last
over
one.
here.
The last one, you can
They're
invite
close by
from the
here?
last one.
No, we invite them out to like morning things, right, like for coffee.
She has a train.
But it can be, oh, that's what I'm saying, so it could be any location.
Yeah,
Oh, so there are some locations
No,
over
what
at.
they're
Yeah,
saying
but
is
she
that
can't
they
do that at
wanted
the
to have
shopping
where there's
center.
nothing that's
Competitive.
Like if it was a park or something.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we do
Royal
have-
Oaks, that's.
Yeah, Royal Oaks, we have Royal Oaks.
The April one is in the morning?
We always stop, because we always pass by Rudy's house. He makes sure like at least.
Yes, I can do it
everybody
for
breaks
that.
by his house.
Because everything else we planned around being able to have breakfast there.
You already did deny it.
And then for the last bike ride for the following, how many guests did we have?
For the what? For the culinary?
Yeah.
About 170.
Do you think 170, the trucks would be okay with that number? 170 people?
You wouldn't be able to get too many of them,
No.
or maybe you'll get like 2 or 3. You're not gonna get too many. I mean, we had 14 for 4th of July, but we had like 10,000. Very big number.
Who has a list of those trucks?
We have a contact that helps us round them up.
Can you contact that person?
What's your contact?
See what he thinks.
How do
I'll
they
let you know.
forecast the number of people that are in the machine?
If
Just
not,
sell
you'll
tickets
probably,
to the
well,
bike ride.
just get the
The
number.
culinary
Oh,
ones
for
are
culinary,
tickets. So
Trust me
we're
on that.
able to track how many.
Because we got probably more convincing. I was just gonna be more like, hey, can you do this? I think we have more convincing power. No,
Go ahead. I'm not fighting for work or anything.
if you don't, I'll call them. Okay,
We'll figure it out.
Is this
Oh,
going
I
to be a
gotta-
part of what exactly?
the culinary one.
So the one in Maine,
Culinary or
Yeah.
Taste of the Lakes?
Taste of the lakes.
Taste of those.
that's the same.
We're more fancy than this.
Really?
It's
All right.
Taste of the lakes.
Right, so.
Any,
The next person is still on these.
all right, so let us know on that and we'll bring it up.
We'll do.
And if you need me to call those, just tell Io, or whatever, hour you can send me the number, I'll reach out to them. I think it was to be something that they'll be interested in.
Yeah.
And if we got 170 people, we'll send them the video, I think we'll be good.
Yeah, so for those type of events, we gotta solicit early because they have calendars. and
Right.
everything, So
Okay.
the sooner the better.
I agree, that's true. Yeah, those people are very high demands.
No, they're fine.
Okay,
Remember the holiday week for Beverly Hills, I understand there's a new place that's gonna be working to build out, maybe they might be open by then.
What are they building there?
So maybe we include that.
I'll do what?
Or Beverly Hills was.
Oh, you're gonna put a bakery there?
No, they have a new restaurant that's gonna be coming in.
So if anything, I'll include that, and see if the police officer will allow that shopping center as well. Maybe the burger place will be open by then too.
Where's the burger fight?
Gonna be over there by, is it gonna be by the Starbucks?
For Starbucks.
Next
Right
to
next to it.
Starbucks?
Hopefully.
Right
That-
next to it.
that little
There's-
one.
There's an empty one. that's right next to it.
That's where Blockbuster used to be.
All the people that say.
Oh, you're really going back.
Awesome, all right, so let's move along.
I still have my Blockbuster.
Any additional information? Nope,
I'll give you guys announcements just because. We have the Veterans Parade Sunday, November 6th. Actually, that's something I need to know from you guys. Will you guys be participating in the parade? We do have Jeeps and they have a driver. Now, the Jeeps only fit 2 adults comfortably or 3 very tight. So let me know if you guys want to be a part of it or if you want to ride your bikes through there. Since you're NIC, just let me know so we can include you in the parade lineup
So you're definitely gonna include the neighborhood improvement committee?
using a Jeep. That's what I want to know.
Well, here's what happened. Last time, they give everybody a Jeep, either they want it or not. That's not this year?
No, they haven't issued the card.
Well, I need to know because I'm not gonna make them come if we're not using it.
No, but last year, I told them I didn't need a vehicle,
Okay,
and they still provided one.
For the
okay, well,
NIC.
Yes.
that's why I'm trying to confirm.
So this year is different. This year, it's a choice. It's a yes or no.
Well, the thing is that we have elected officials from outside of the town that will sometimes sign up. We're prioritizing the committees before we go out and let them know, hey, you know, we're gonna have a car.
Right.
So that's why I need to know.
I think I would first, how much information you know on that? Let me tell you the reason why they mandated the Jeeps and the cars to have it. Because as they approached the Main Street for announcing purposes, each vehicle had a description of where the committee was coming up. So I don't know if they're straight up giving choices, or this is something that you're just trying to do ahead of time. Because if not, then how they're gonna know which committee is coming up if there's not a sign, a banner?
No, yeah, we would put a sign on the car.
No, I know.
Yeah, but if we don't have
Let's
a
say-
car,
let's say
then
that
how do
don't
we
have a
know,
car,
how do we
and
know
it's
it's
just
gonna
two
be?
people, how is that
You
announced?
guys don't have a banner? I'm asking because I really don't know if you have a banner.
We do, but
Exactly.
not everybody does.
Exactly, but the committees that use a car have a sign on the car.
Right, but my question to you though is, let's say that we didn't have a banner and we chose not to go with a vehicle. That's what I'm saying, then what would we do as a committee? Because I know there's
You would have
committees.
to have some type of sign. That you would have to have.
Okay, so
Because
I
I
guess-
can't guarantee that the MC is gonna know who you are.
Right, that's my point,
Yeah,
exactly. Okay, so if, I mean, we have a sign, would it be okay if you ask more details about that? Or you already for sure,
I'm the coordinator for the parade, so let me know what it is that you.
but they already gave you those directions and told you a car is a choice?
Yes, we have cars confirmed. That's why I'm asking you guys.
No, but
if
not
you're-
confirm, is it a choice or not a choice?
Yes, it's a choice. If you guys don't wanna ride, you don't have to
Rudy, you want a
ride.
car, you don't want a car.
Rudy's thinking
Does
about
the
every other
NIC
committee.
Don't think about anybody, think about your NIC, that's it.
Does NIC wanna
Want
be
a car or no
represented?
car?
She's
You
the
guys
director,
wanna
and
ride a
she's
Jeep
making
and
choices,
people.
she's giving choices. You
Do
have a
we
choice.
wanna ride a bike? Do we wanna walk?
I'm
Or do we wanna
gonna
do
suggest this, if find out if Felicia's gonna ride with the NSC, if Felicia's coming.
No,
with-
she writes with the,
But culture affairs might not have space.
I'm not gonna get into details. I have plenty of other details to figure out. Just let me know.
Also,
if I
what's
can
November
go first.
sixth? Who's available November sixth?
no, but, well,
You
I'll
are.
be, yeah,
I'll be
Yeah,
there,
so
but
you'll
I'll be going with
definitely
the football team,
You're going
so.
with the football
Yeah.
team. I'm not.
I just
You
wanna
are?
know if there's 2 bodies from NIC that wanna ride in it. That's all.
So right now, one person, Rudy, you're.
So yes,
available.
just put us down. I think we're a yes for you.
I don't want a Jeep, I'm not riding a Jeep.
If
You're
you
riding a Jeep, right?
want, you can
You
also
gonna
do
ride
a
it?
combination.
You sure? You're
What's your
positive?
combination?
You guys can
Sure.
also do
Rudy,
a
if you ask him
combination.
again,
Jeep and
Definitely.
people.
Okay,
Put the
so
Jeep,
Jeep,
put the Jeep, trust me,
and we
put the
have
Jeep.
2 confirmed from our committee.
No, one,
One.
I'm not riding a Jeep.
You're not riding the Jeep. Are you gonna ride next to Jeep?
No, we have a banner.
So you're
typically
gonna walk
myself
in.
and another, yeah, I'll walk, typically
That's why
myself.
I'm asking, do you guys want it or not?
No, I said we want to be in the committee, but if he's saying yes, he'll ride the Jeep,
You can do
then
both.
We can do both.
it doesn't mean
No, I
we do
know
one
that.
or the other. Let's just do both.
I said no Jeep.
As soon as one of the Jeep.
Yeah, 'cause you might not.
Let me tell you,
So no Jeep.
I'll tell you a reason why no Jeep. No, it doesn't matter what it is. You want to tell you what happened? It's happened already twice. Last time, I showed up to pick up the Jeep.
Well, that wouldn't
Ah,
be
the
the case.
time.
That wouldn't
here,
be the case this
Because
time.
we
These are the
confirmed
Jeep
from
club.
a different vendor.
Yeah,
This
but you know
person
what?
is riding their own
Yeah,
Jeep.
This is a Jeep
No,
club.
I'm good. It's got nothing to do with
That's okay.
with I'm good. One,
So
trust me.
you're not driving your own Jeep anymore.
Trust me, we're
Okay,
good.
so
Yes.
We got a banner.
I don't like people driving me around. I'll walk.
Camina with a banner with this.
Okay.
Two by
Sure,
four,
sure.
only local four.
Yeah, I do. I have.
it's gonna be sad.
I asked
Yeah.
COVID if everybody signed
Imagine how the word is.
Okay, I have another
I
announcement.
wanted to pull a list so that you
Let me know because if not, I have to sign it.
send me, you know, because honestly.
Okay, so the other announcement is to formally introduce our new member, Mr. John Estrella. Mr. John, if you can, please tell us a little bit about yourself and what exactly drove you, or who drove you here.
I drove myself here.
Right, to this committee.
Sure, so been living here in Miami Lakes 10 years. Prior to here, I was living in Houston, Texas, born and raised in New York. What drove me is I think that, we have a civic duty as people that live in this community to obviously serve. That's number one. Number two, I think that, in my humble opinion, there's a lot I think that can be done when you look at Miami Lakes in terms of the beautification, just the way it looks relative to other communities within Miami-Dade and Broward. And so I think hopefully I can make a change, some positive change here to the community as a whole.
Awesome. Well, welcome. This is the best committee, regardless of what anybody says. You'll see that. But no, listen, we'd love for you to again to join us and welcome to the committee. And I'm sure you're gonna have great ideas. So typically, kind of so the dynamics of how the committee works, because a lot of people, they get to the committee, they think the committee has some kind of power on showing up. We've seen it. Hey, there's dirty roofs in my neighborhood. How can we fix that? Okay, well, the neighborhood is not gonna fix that, right? There's a code compliance department. We can find out what the issue is. If it's, a neighborhood or an area where there's gonna be elderly or people that just need help, and then, we'll do something like that. For the most part is, any of our committee members will come up with an idea or something that they want to see come through. You bring it to the table and say, hey, listen, guys, I've seen a lot of, lack of upgrading with the landscaping in a certain area of the neighborhood. What can we do? How can we improve that area? Or trash, right?
The traffic control.
The traffic, that was one that we did that. I don't know if you saw the rapid. So that's typically how we function. We bring it here, right? We digest it, ideas, come back and forth. And then once we come with something concrete, then we send it to the council. The council typically is the one that makes the decision. Or it may not even get to the council. It may be a staffing issue. It may be, sending it to the manager. Look, I think JC at one point had the issue of the grocery carts over at Royal Oaks Plaza, right? They were being left all over the place, so we tackled that. Another one was a litter program. If you see the disposal of the trash cans over at Veterans Park, our little sign, we came up with that, this committee. What's another one?
We took the signs off.
They did?
We took the signs off, the ones that said no.
That was another one, there was a
Residents.
lot, right, there was signs all over parts that said residents only. That was an initiative that this committee had, from one of our members. So that's kind of what we do like that, right? Hey, where can we improve the neighborhood? Where can we make it better? But we're not a decision-making committee, right? So everything either goes to, town staffers and then to the council for any approval.
I'm just curious, have you guys, because I'm on blasting as well.
Okay.
And my question that I proposed to them was, and I'll propose it here as well, is, like for myself, so I've been living here 10 years in Miami Lakes. I didn't know this existed, right? So what type of awareness do you guys provide the community to say, hey, you know what, we exist? To your point, if you see something, say something. To your point, within reason, we have,
Of course.
this power. Obviously, we're not, we're not a governing body, so to speak. But my point is, we exist, we're here, and obviously, this is, does that exist? Is that,
So typically what happens is whenever there's a problem, usually the council members or the mayor, they get a phone call or, and they'll decide what committee to take it.
So it's more reactive as opposed to proactive.
Oh, and I would say it this way as well is, and this is something that we've done every once in a while, is what's really good is Ruby's asked for each of the committee members to come up, to take on a task. And if it's something you really want to start figuring out how we can bring more awareness to the committee, come up with some ideas of what we can do, initiatives that we can, can put out there, whether it's communication, reaching out to the HOAs. I know that's been talked about, updating those HOA lists and just getting more information. If there's stuff you want to take, not to take on it by yourself, but to bring it to the committee and see what we can do. If it's something that's doable, we've done it in the past.
I mean, I've brought in all the HOAs.
We do one meeting a year usually with the HOAs.
I'm sure they're quarterly, we haven't had.
We haven't had a quarterly.
Yeah,
so we've been in a while.
Right.
And they have Ron Gil.
Right.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
And to that point, John, it's not necessarily right to give you a task, right? But we want to make sure that we have ownership. Because it's very easy to get to a committee and say, hey, we have an issue with trash. Okay, well, what are you gonna do? Right. Since before you came, I maybe didn't have an issue. And it's not happening on the east side where I live.
Right.
Maybe it's a west side issue.
Right.
But once you bring it, we all work collaboratively and making sure that it does get pushed through. Some things, honestly, they hit a brick wall. I'm gonna be realistic, and it's like, I don't know, I'm gonna blame it in politics, and government, but I've had some committee members that, walked in and it's not what they thought it was gonna be, and it was disappointed for them, but they understood that at the end, it's not what this committee does.
Right.
But yeah, definitely, any ideas, suggestions, or initiatives, bring them to the table. If you want them on the agenda, you have to email to Io, okay? Typically, agendas are put out a week before the meeting, okay? So you send her the item, I would forward it to me, and I would add it to the agenda for the next following week.
And she sent us a email, reminder email, like, if you wanna add something to our agenda, just let me know. But I like, you said you moved to New York and Houston, those are big cities, so you have ideas or things that you've seen in many of those cities, and you wanna bring them forward and include them in the agenda, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we're always open. Honestly, we're never gonna, and then that's one thing, and to Juan also, he's new to the committee. If you saw it and you participate on the committee, we're very relaxed, we're very laid back, we're not, honestly, and I think it's all has to do with the committee members that we respect each other, right? There's nobody here talking to any, over anybody, there's not, so that's how you see me, if you want to talk, we'll let you talk. It's not like, okay, we're not there yet, where I really need to bring down so yeah, just bring whatever you got, mine, and we definitely digest it. Go through. Yeah.
I have one more update for you.
Yes, ma'am.
I forgot to mention. You guys haven't gone up for committee reports this year. And we
No.
only have one council meeting left, so I need you guys to go for Tuesday, November 1st. If the chair is available, or if not, any other committee member.
Okay, so.
And also,
I go up to.
November what? November what?
I'm there anyway,
November
so.
1st. Tuesday, November 1st.
Check if you have a game ready.
That's the first thing I'm gonna check.
If not, your vice chair has to go.
Yep.
So then I have to send this to you a week before a meeting to discuss it in the meeting.
So
if anything you want added to the agenda.
Wait, Tuesday, November 1st?
Yes. That's
Day after Halloween.
Yeah.
That's pretty close. Yeah, you want to talk probably? Yeah, I want to talk probably. And they are more like it. If not more.
I usually travel Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
So yeah, I that day.
Is that a game plan?
If I'm here, buddy, I'll come.
Understand that there's two teams.
What time you have a game?
7.
At that time of the game?
Yeah, and I'm not coming here at 6 p.m.
Tuesday,
and wait
November
till 10 o'clock.
What if I reverse? What if I call you before, like 5 minutes before you have to go up, and then,
Right.
Usually they're pretty good at moving it up.
I could ask them to, don't move it up.
It just depends on how long public comment.
Yeah. Before public comments, don't move it.
Or Rudy, you know what you could do? Videotape yourself, submit it over to the clerk, and she can just play your recordings.
It's true, but then they can ask questions.
Like I said, you can
Good point.
videotape yourself.
Tuesday, November 1st.
I mean, you have plenty of time to get an assistant coach, by the way.
He has a week.
Yeah, we haven't done that.
The date is not negotiable, right?
Well, you guys are supposed to do it at least once a
Yeah,
year,
it's-
and you
it's once a
haven't
year.
gone, so.
It's
There's
council.
only one meeting.
Yeah, it's a, yeah. It's a council. We'll figure it out. I'm sure Mario's about it. It's not a problem. All right. Any other announcements?
Yes, so some family, some Facebook, and they posted this bike ride for a little different. It's for students. They did like a community bike ride where they bike to school. Eddie actually pointed out and wanted to see if there'd be a possibility for us to entertain something like that. It would have to be with one local school actually, at first, like Bob Graham or something like that, or Miami State, or one of the smaller schools where, you know, the kids meet at one location and then all bike to that school. I don't know what you guys think, if that's
Who did it?
some town in,
South Florida?
no,
Yeah, I was about to say.
It's not even in Florida.
not even in Florida. Yeah. Yeah, it's not even Florida. I mean, you could see like a bunch of kids.
I think I saw that.
uh,
Yes, now that I see that.
And it's actually, they do it monthly. You know, this could be just, but as you can see, there's no traffic on that day.
Let's talk about the cross. I saw in Paul Graham.
I said that was my biggest concern about traffic. And they still, you know, can you find out if it'd be a possibility for at least one school to do it, to try it?
The second issue there, I would say, is it depends on the school, because if they don't have bike racks, where to lock up bikes.
Yeah, they don't have.
Well, definitely, I can have that, I can answer that for you. There's no school
They
in
have
Miami
a lot
Lakes
of-
that has that many, not even past 20 bikes, right, for a bike.
I think that's 5.
Yeah. Sounds a little challenging for our community.
I'm more involved with it.
Yeah, but if you want to do a little more homework on it, but I think logistic wise.
Incorporate it into one of the bike racks. Get kids to wear their school uniform.
Hey, we just.
Yeah, the sports day.
Good. Any other announcements?
So what's your first game?
You know, my first game.
Yeah, so we could all go for half of
I went to the season.
Revamping of the dog park,
All right, 9:55 p.m. Motion to adjourn.
I second.
Second by who? Mario? Isabella, you got that?